With the breakup of the Soviet Union, there has been a wave of great new talent rising in the National Hockey League. Perhaps the most dazzling is the Russian Rocket, Vancouver's baby-faced darling Pavel Bure. The league's top rookie a year ago is currently second in goal scoring with 47. And at the age of 21, he's keeping hockey fans in North America on the edge of their seats. The NHL's leading goal scorer is another ex-Soviet star, Alexander Mogilny, with 54 goals in just 48 games. His departure from the homeland 4 years ago was a difficult journey, but he's comfortable in the Western transition and a dominant offensive force. The Russian Rocket and Alexander the Great. They'll try and light the red one tonight at the Odd in Buffalo. ESPN's National Hockey Night from the Odd in Buffalo. A couple of clubs we're going to see in the playoffs. The Vancouver Canucks take on the Buffalo Sabres. Second meeting of the season. Vancouver won the first matchup. Hello, everybody. Gary Thorne, Jim Schoenfeld, and welcome to Buffalo. And what a matchup we have tonight. Should be one of the most explosive offensive games of the season. Starting with Buffalo, two of the great offensive players right now, Pat LaFontaine and Alexander Mogilny.
Gary, the names are becoming almost synonymous in Buffalo. You think of LaFontaine, you think of Mogilny. That's because no matter where they are on the ice, they have a radar-like ability to find each other with a puck. And once the puck's on their stick, it isn't long before it's in the opposing goal.
Pat LaFontaine comes into tonight's game second in the league overall in scoring, and Alexander Mogilny is first in the league in goals. And on the other side, one of the brightest young stars hockey has, maybe the superstar of the future, Pavel Bure.
Well, if Mogilny and LaFontaine are the most exciting tandem in the league, perhaps the most exciting individual is Pavel Bure. He's an exceptional skater. He has a tremendous shot, and every time he touches the puck, the Vancouver fans rise to their feet in anticipation of what this young man's going to do.
For Buffalo, the problem's been getting by the first round in the playoffs, and John Muckler says we didn't have really a #1 goaltender, especially when it came to playoff time. Well, they've got one now. He's Grant Fuhr. He's got 5 Stanley Cup rings. Pat LaFontaine welcomed him.
Well, Grant plays a key role in that come playoff time, so much is goaltending. And he's got 5 Stanley Cups, and what he brings is a championship attitude and a certain confidence that you know when you're going forward and you're going to take a chance, a risk to score a goal. You know if it doesn't go well, he's going to be there to stop the puck and give you another chance. And I think, if anything, he gives the team a great deal of confidence.
You know, he used that word confidence twice, and I think that's the biggest word, Grant Fuhr in Buffalo.
Well, the one thing he'll bring to the team is believability. The players now look to Fuhr as the guy that can get them by the first round, maybe by the second round, and who knows how far. When you get a team that believes collectively, there's a great power in that, and that believing in the play of Grant Fuhr may take the Sabres a long way.
We got a couple of teams who believe in themselves tonight. Tom, we've got a tremendous game upcoming. Vancouver Canucks and Buffalo. We'll have the face-off in just a moment. Back to you.
All right, Gary and Jim, thank you very much. Much anticipated matchup, the Canucks and the Sabres, and welcome once again to National Hockey Night, everyone. I'm Tom Mees. Glad to have you with us, joined as always by our expert commentators, Bill Clement and Al Morganti. And Bill, we saw a host of big names in that open by Gary and Jim, and this should be just a wonderful offensive matchup on paper.
Well, it stacks up to be that. It should be a terrific game. The one thing, it's going to be a test for Vancouver. The one thing the Canucks can't afford to do is take a lot of penalties. The Buffalo Sabres have the second best home power play in the National Hockey League. Obviously, it's anchored by Mogilny and LaFontaine. And usually the first phase of a power play is setting up in the offensive zone. These guys don't wait to do that. They're very aggressive. They actually come at you, and it doesn't matter if the odds are against them. Watch this play early in the season. Pat LaFontaine coming down the Rangers defenseman. He's going to cross. Mogilny comes in behind him. They always seem to find one another and cross, and there are 3 Rangers back, so no problem for the Rangers, right? Well, check it out. You got 3 Rangers here concentrating on Mogilny after the pass from LaFontaine. Mogilny sees at this point there are 2 of them on him. He dumps it into the corner. Now, Jim Schoenfeld mentioned radar. He knew that LaFontaine was going to come from this direction. No problem for the Rangers. Watch. 2 players on LaFontaine. Not enough. Again, 2 players on Mogilny. 2 Rangers in front, plus a goaltender. Not enough. I mean, that's how good these guys are. And they don't wait around for the opportunity. They just take it right to you.
Al?
Well, Mogilny, LaFontaine, Fuhr, great names. But it's still Buffalo, and they proved themselves or disproved themselves in the spring. Look at this. 1983, a decade between playoff wins. I mean, even Hartford has a win in there in between. This is what's going to happen with Buffalo. Everything's coming down until the end. Now, people say the regular season doesn't mean that much. In Buffalo's case, check out the record. They have 20 wins at home, 8 on the road. They got to get that 1 or 2 spot or get some kind of home ice, or they go into Montreal or go into Boston Garden and melt come April. And there'll be a meltdown if they don't win this year.
Must you be so hard on Buffalo? Hasn't that city had enough bad news in the last 2 weeks or so?
Well, this would be, they don't get to the Stanley Cup Finals, though. I mean, if they went to the finals and went out, but we're just talking one round. Just get Grant Fuhr and get me by a round, baby. That's all they want, or we're off the Peace Bridge this spring.
All right, Alexander Mogilny knows where the Peace Bridge is. He'd rather drive or walk across it than jump off it. He'll be trying to do his part for the Buffalo Sabres. He had 4 goals Wednesday night in Winnipeg, leads the NHL with 54 goals on the season. Just one of the big names you'll see next on National Hockey Night.
That you have the strength. They don't ask that you have the experience. All they ask is that you have the heart.
Just moments away from face-off at the Aud in Buffalo, the Sabres in 4th spot in the Adams Division, hosting the Smythe Division-leading Vancouver Canucks. If Vancouver's going to make a run at the Cup, Al Morganti, what has to happen this year?
I think somebody's going to have to step up for Vancouver. Obviously, Bure is the star of the show there. But when you go into the playoffs with a balanced team like Vancouver, a guy like Peter Nedved, remember just a couple of years ago, he's the big name coming out. He's a guy kind of looks like Gretzky, acts like Gretzky, unfortunately hasn't put up Gretzky-like numbers. I think that's the key. Vancouver goes in and somebody rises to the top above the army of people they have that are doing a heck of a job, working hard, but in the playoffs or come down the stretch time, somebody brings it up one notch.
I think a lot of people look at the Canucks and think that after Bure there's a big drop-off and that might be their weakness. But I spoke to Pat Quinn, their coach and GM today, and he said he thinks that that's their strength, their balance. They've got 3 lines that can score, and in spite of the fact he can look at other teams, even in the Smythe Division, Calgary is one, with more talent than the Vancouver Canucks. He says if he's got 3 lines that can score, he can beat anybody. Well,
Vancouver got off to a bit of a rugged start in the first month or so of the season, but right now they're 4 points up on Calgary in the Smythe Division. Pavel Bure is the big star in Vancouver. He's in his early 20s. He looks like he's about 12. My goodness, he plays this game like a grown man, doesn't he? We'll be back in a moment.
National Hockey Night is brought to you by cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft. Get out of the old, get into the cold. By Plus. Plus marks the spot for cash when you travel. And by Volvo. Volvo would like you to drive safely.
They'll have a full house here at the Aud, 16,000 plus tonight as these 2 teams meet for the second time. Welcome back, everybody. Gary Thorne, Jim Schoenfeld, the Vancouver Canucks and the Buffalo Sabres. And in net tonight, Kay Whitmore, the so-called backup goaltender, will be in for the Vancouver Canucks. Whitmore having an outstanding season as backup goaltender, a .290 goals against. That's 3rd best in the National Hockey League, and he has won 8 of his last 13 starts. And there is Grant Fuhr, the 30-year-old, acquired from Toronto in the big trade. Those are the numbers he has with the Buffalo Sabres on the season. They believe, according to their head coach, John Muckler, he's still the best goaltender in the world.
Well, I don't know if he's the best, but I think he would have the quickest feet. I've never seen a goaltender move his pads as quickly as Grant Fuhr. At the other end, Whitmore's a big guy. He just likes to get his body in front of the shooter, stand in the way. We got a little ruckus going already, Gary.
Sandlack warming up with Ray, and there are 2 heavyweights before we even drop the puck to start the game.
Both lines putting out their muscle. Brad May and Presley for the Sabres on the wings. Sandlack and Momesso. That's a lot of hockey player out there, folks.
Gerald Diddick dumps it in. Sandlack trying to chase it down. Sutton clears it out of the zone. Sticks are up. Bodies are banging on the very first shift. Sutton working on defense with Ramsey, the veteran. Mike Ramsey playing his 900th National Hockey League game tonight. Congratulations to him. Buffalo Sabres defenseman who's wearing number 5 out there tonight. Dump back into the zone. The hitting along the blue line as Sandlack went after Sutton that time. Dropped into the middle of Sandlack. His shot is deflected wide. Sutton got a piece of that. That one right through the crease. Fuhr went down. Shot by Sandlack. Glove. Grant Fuhr thought he might hang on to that just to quiet this for a moment. He dropped it off. Behind the net, Sandlack takes a run. Dumps Ramsey behind the boards. Up ice. Chance. Shot Presley wide of the net. Rebound off the back. So right away, the Buffalo Sabres, Wayne Presley, scoring opportunity. Pushed back into the middle. Vancouver Canucks, Sergio Momesso, another one of the heavyweights on the ice. Gets it over to Sandlack. We'll get our first line change. Gotta like the start. Sent in on Grant Fuhr. Going back to get it is Bodger. Doug Bodger of the Buffalo Sabres. Pat LaFontaine Himmelev and McGillney, their big scoring line out there now for the Sabres. McGillney sends it through the crease on Whitmore. Greg Adams on the far side has it. Adams will dump it in. Nobody there with him, so he just fed it into the side of the net. Bodger back. Vancouver, 2 forecheckers up in a hurry. Near side boards played by Semlak. Can't get it out of the zone. Schmelik on the near side, unable to clear. Bure's got it. Dropped it behind the net. Had the man open in front. Pass intercepted and dumped off. Good play by Richard Schmelik that time of the Buffalo Sabres. They didn't control it. They had a man open in front of the net when he got it. Dana Merzen's pass into the middle's block. Jyrke Yume comes back to get it. Has LaFontaine on him. Cleared to center. Both teams want to get another line change here. McGillney intercepts just wide of Himmelev. And I'll tell you, there's a playoff kind of feeling in this building tonight, and I think on the ice as well. Buffalo Sabres, Vancouver Canucks second meeting. They played in Vancouver earlier, and the victory in that one went to Vancouver by a score of 4-1 final. Near side, Buffalo just changing up. Colin Patterson in. Patterson lost it to Lume. Lume got it around the boards. Cleared out of the zone by Ryan Walter, the veteran. Right back in, Lidster. Not going to give him a whole lot of chances here. Lidster unable to control it at center. Both teams checking hard. The break through center. Bure back. Bure the shot. Fuhr makes the save with the right leg. Just kicked it out of the zone. Buffalo's Randy Wood. Wood dumps it in behind the net. Whitmore lets it go. Played on the near side. Dale Howardchuk. Howardchuk's got a scoring streak coming into this game. At the point, shot in by Ramsey. Deflected. Down go the players. Nedved trying to clear it out. Sutton's got it. Dropped it in front. Kept away by Whitmore. Whitmore got to it before Dale Howardchuk could, as Howardchuk was all alone in front of Whitmore. Couldn't find the puck. Sent in offside. There's the touch-up and the whistle.
Time to take a breath. Good action, both ends of the ice. Noticeably, the Sabre defenseman, every time Bore had the puck, they went to him, tried to take him out of the play, and then they marked him. One man stayed right with him. And yet, at that, he still eluded them to create some scoring opportunities for the Vancouver Canucks. He's a very difficult guy to contain for 60 minutes, Gary.
There's Pat Quinn, GM, coach, president, all in one. He's won the Coach of the Year award twice, won it with Philadelphia and won it here with the Vancouver Canucks, who improved themselves last season, unbelievably so. 31 points better last year than they were the year before, as they finished with a record of 42, 26, and 12 last year, and they're on the way to those same kind of numbers this season. This weekend, we're going to have 3 of the 4 division leaders on ESPN, Pittsburgh and Chicago, tomorrow afternoon for you, and a game that will be televised in Pittsburgh. We'll be on the air at 2 o'clock tomorrow for that one. Vancouver leads their division, of course. Buffalo comes in third. Ramsey dumping it in. Whitmore going back to get it. Plays it high off the glass out to center ice. Sabres just dumping and chasing here. Big line back out again. Whitmore just left it behind the net. Lidster's going to get rocked by Bobby Corkum. Corkum freed the puck up to himself in the corner. Corkum in the offensive zone. Shot deflected, did not go in on goal. That one went off a couple of bodies. One was Lidster in front of the net. Corkum moved in to get it. On the near side, it's Rob Ray. Ray's dump pass is intercepted, and the Canucks come back. We go end to end here. Very few whistles, not a lot of shots either, but a lot of heavy hitting. Bodger played it in behind the net, picked up by Sutton. Ken Sutton looking to clear for Ray, lost it. Ronning intercepted. Sweeney will go back to get it. Each team sending a couple of forecheckers in early on here, trying to force the errant play. Sweeney's got it at center. Sweeney sends it in. Sabres were changing, so he ended up with nobody with it. 15:37 to go here. First period, no score. Grant Fuhr comes out to play it. Fuhr was outstanding in his last game. Pass dumped. Giving chase at center, May. Sweeney behind him. Babbage took him down and created the offside. From the Odd in Buffalo, ESPN's National Hockey Night No Score.
I don't know if they're heavyweights, but as far as their ability, they're certainly heavyweights. They're 185-pounders. I guess if you're a smaller fellow, that would be a heavyweight, but boy, can they fly.
Add up their points, and that's what's really heavy. Bodger in behind the net. Jim Sandlak all over him. Sandlak pushed it behind the net. Cliff Ronning looking to center. Couldn't get it out in front. Just had that one pickpocketed. Schmelik moved in, the 23-year-old Czech. He gets dumped at center. Whistle on an offside. There'll be no tripping call on that. Mick Magoo's our referee tonight. Dan McCourt and Ray Scapanello, the linesman with him.
Sabre coach John Muckler with the last change tonight. Interesting. He's matched strength with strength, goal scoring with goal scoring, checkers with checkers. It'll be interesting to see if he maintains that matchup throughout the game. Again, they do have this line. You've got McGillney, LaFontaine, Himmelev against the Bore line with Semenoff and Adams. And prior to that, it was the strength. It had May opposite Sandlak, Meso opposite Presley. So we'll watch and see if something develops for these matchups tonight.
Buffalo Sabres, great record. Both these teams are outstanding at home. Buffalo's 25-2, third best in the league at home. Vancouver's 24-4, second best at home. On the road, it's a different story. The Vancouver Canucks 11-12-4, and Buffalo 8-16-4 on the road. So great numbers at home, not so great on the road for both these teams. Vancouver Canucks trying to clear the zone. They do not do it. McGillney backs it in wide of the net. Whitmore dropped it off. Jürgen Lume cleared it around. That hit McMagoux that time. Just a swing of the stick. And Lume finds it at center. Able to be dumped in by Semenoff. Anatoly Semenoff got it in. Behind the net. Sutton doing damage for Buffalo, but they cannot clear the zone. Semenoff after it. Semenoff sends it around. Semenoff, Bure, and Adams on this line for the Vancouver Canucks. Semenoff cutting pass was behind him. Dana Merzen stepped up to hold it in. Behind the net, Adams. Adams, outstanding scorer. Centered. Semenoff couldn't handle it. McGillney's got it. McGillney coming in the right. Merzen trying to get in front of him. McGillney's got a step. And the shot was high and wide and ends up in the seats. And down goes McGillney. Hit by Merzen. LaFontaine doesn't like it. After the shot, Alexander McGillney got rattled by veteran Dana Merzen, and Pat LaFontaine came in for his teammate.
I think it was simply a matter of Merzen losing his balance. He was trying to catch the speedy McGillney. He actually timed it quite well. He kept McGillney to the outside. That's all he gave him was the outside, and he waited for McGillney. As McGillney's ready to snap the shot, Merzen got a stick in front of the puck, deflecting it over the crowd. And then he seemed to stumble. Here's the timing. Merzen waits. There's the stick. And the two players will continue. And Merzen stumbles over top of McGillney, purely accidental. And it looked like he got him a knee right in the face. Good play by McGillney, but good timing by Dana Merzen to get back and deflect that puck over the net.
But even though it was accidental on Merzen's part, the Sabres won't mind seeing Pat LaFontaine move in.
Well, that's something you do just out of principle. The Sabre players probably know it's an accident, but it's a way of making a statement to the Vancouver bench. If you take one of our players and treat him in a manner we don't like, you've got to deal with all of us. And that's exactly what the Sabres did. And that's what successful teams do. You need that going into the playoffs.
Officials coming over to both benches here. One of the linesmen talking to Pat Quinn now. They may be concerned about this thing getting a little too rough. Both these teams will play the body. There's no question about it. Coming into this game penalty-wise, the Vancouver Canucks are 26 minutes a game, which is 21st high. And the Buffalo Sabres 17th in most penalty minutes per game at 22.5.
You mentioned the standings for the two teams and their road records. Extremely important for Buffalo to move up in the standings because they do not play well and haven't in past years played well on the road. So if they're going to do something in the playoffs, they want to get into that second or first position in the Adams race, and that's not going to be an easy task.
So you have home ice for the playoffs. Pavel Bure's pass is blocked up in the air, and there he is. What a great star and wonderful young man this one is, Pavel Bure.
Well, not only does he score goals, we mentioned his goal-scoring prowess. He does it at both ends of the ice. He leads the league in plus-minus with a +35, leads the league in shorthanded goals with 6, and is tied for second with 7 game-winning goals. So he does just about everything a hockey player can do, and he does it with tremendous flair.
There you see it. He has set a club record with 48 goals this season. Pavel Bure already, so every one he adds to it will be a new record for the Vancouver Canucks. McGillney, May in front, centering pass blocked. Good defensive play, Dana Merzen. Behind the play, the sticks get up. Bure was breaking at the blue line. Grant Fuhrer will move up and tip it into the corner. There's a lot of extra hitting. McGillney that time got the hit. Fuhrer looking behind the net, wanting a little help, and will get it from Doug Bodger. Bodger got it up the boards. May trying to send McGillney, couldn't get it to him. Whitmore comes out to get it. Boy, these goaltenders are helping out. Both of them trying to whip it out through center ice and break a forward who's hanging. McGillney dumps it in. LaFontaine cutting. Dana Merzen was there. Mick Magoo's letting a lot go behind the play. Sticking, tripping a little bit. Shot by Semenoff is blocked by Ramsey up into the balcony.
You can see the minute the play got a little rough, a little testy, Muckler takes Himalev off the LaFontaine-McGillney line and puts out Brad May. May is a good up-and-down left winger. He has a good shot. But when it comes to playing rough, that's the type of game he likes. He's a good body checker. He skates well enough to hit, and he's not opposed to dropping the gloves with anyone.
13th season in the National Hockey League, and as we set a milestone tonight for this 32-year-old defenseman. He's now in his 100th game tonight. That's a milestone.
And to watch him play, one of his teammates from the 1980 Olympics, Islander great Ken Morrill. So that's kind of nice for Mike to have Ken here. And I've watched Mike Ramsey for years. What a tremendous, tremendous Buffalo Sabre he has been.
And a real leader on this team. Flicked up into the bench, and that'll draw the whistle. Vancouver is on a road trip. They're 1-1 on a 4-game road trip. This is their 3rd game of it. They lost last night. They played at Toronto, lost 5-2. Burry and Linden had their goals. McLean was in net for them last night, made 27 saves. Buffalo, they're coming off a 6-2 win against Winnipeg, where Grant Fuhr had 34 saves and was spectacular. McGillney had 4 goals. LaFontaine was 1 and 5 in that game. On the boards, Ramsey's got it. Face-off was won by the Buffalo Sabres and cleared out of the zone. Chased down by Howardchuk, who won the face-off. Behind the net, touched up. They're going to wave off any icing. Flicked up by Lidster. And the Sabres, Buffalo doing a good job checking in the zone, holding them at center ice. Ramsey knocked it away. Patterson tries to get it. Reached in, got it away to Ramsey. No score. 12:40 left to go, first period here at the Odd in Buffalo. These two teams playing a lot of defensive hockey. No penalty called on that. Fans want one. Down on the ice, Colin Patterson trying to get up. Nedved right on his back. They finally do get a whistle on a face-off to come in the zone.
Well, you're right. Referee Magoo letting a lot of the hooking, the holding go. There was a stick hold there. There was a grab and a spin around. And then there was a player hold. And nothing was called. The danger in that is that the players get testy. And if things aren't going to be called, they take it upon themselves to even up the score. And that's where you get into some riots on the ice. We certainly don't want to see that. But I expect there to be good hitting throughout this contest, Gary.
There is Mick Magoo. And speaking of Toronto last night, we are delighted to learn Andy Van Helleman's all right. Save made. Whitmore went between the legs. Can't get the shot on net. What a chance for Randy Wood. Wood didn't have any angle when he finally got control of it. Andy Van Helleman refereed the game last night in Toronto. Got hit. Foot got stuck in a rut. He went down and banged his pelvic bone. They thought he might have had a broken bone. We understand today it was negative, but he's okay. Just a bruise. Was mighty happy to hear that.
Very glad to hear it. A fine guy. This is the replay coming up. The shot from Ramsey. And Whitmore gets caught in a bad dream here. He's stuck. The puck's going to come loose, and he can't seem to move. Wood just can't find the handle on it. Lidster gets back, makes a good defensive play. But Whitmore was like spinning his wheels, trying to go from one side of the net to the other. It's like that dream when you're being chased and you're running in the cloud and the guy keeps gaining on you.
Well, that's your dream,
I'm sure that's how he felt. It seems like it's going on forever, but it's a matter of 2 seconds.
And the same thing was going on with Randy Wood. He couldn't get the puck on the stick to take the shot, and all he could see was the back of the net.
I'll tell you more about my dreams later on.
I think on that flight tonight, I want to hear a little of this. Set out in front, no score. The teams right now, the shots on goal are 2-1 in favor of the Sabres. 3-1 as Whitmore knocked that one away. Burry gets dumped in the corner. Played out of the zone by Ryan Walter. Diddick sends it into the zone. Grant Fuhr steps out. Fuhr almost got tripped and fell down. It's going to be held in the zone by the Canucks. Robert Cron. Cron drops it back. Shot, save, rebound in the net. Fuhr's got it underneath him. It was in the crease, but it did not get by him with Magoo right behind him taking a look. And again, the sticks get up. Ryan Walter of the Vancouver Canucks. No score.
Well, fans expect him to do. The Canucks come in. A nice backhand feed by Ryan Walter, and Gary Volk is denied. He sure goes down to block the first shot and cover the rebound.
Grant Fuhr played spectacular in the 3 previous games since joining this team. It ends up in the seats on the attempted dump in. Let's check in with Tom Mees.
All right, Gary, big one tonight, Madison Square Garden. The Rangers and the Islanders behind the Islander net off a giveaway. Mark Messier finds Kevin Lowe. His shot is deflected. Adam Graves gains control, and look at this. Catches Mark Fitzpatrick unaware. 1-0 Rangers. Graves 22nd, Gary.
Rangers in 3rd place in that division with 55 points, 5 behind Washington. But New Jersey and the Islanders are tied for 4th with 54, just 1 behind the Rangers. So, all right, Tom, those are enormous points in that Patrick division battle for the playoffs. Puck kicked in behind the net. Sutton goes back to get it again. No score here at the Odd in Buffalo. Intercepted by Ronning. Cliff Ronning. Shot saved by Fuhr. Tipped away and finally out of the zone. Chased down by Jyrki Lumme. Both teams with this great checking have really held the shots down. 4-3 in favor of Vancouver. A lot of hard hitting. That kind of a game may favor the Sabres, who have the rest. They didn't skate yesterday after they came back from Winnipeg. And as we said, Vancouver had to play in last night's game.
both teams respect the offensive ability of their opponent, and that's why the checking is so close. It'll be interesting to see which team opens it up first.
Sergio Momesso had the intercept, tried to dump it in the middle. Sweeney intercepts. Sweeney will send it in and head to the bench. Whitmore, the bouncing puck. Lume just able to poke that one away. He had Presley diving in on him and almost came away with it. Both teams changing up on the fly here. Buffalo's Bodger. Bodger offside, so they got to wait. Sent in behind the net. Whitmore goes back to get it and holds it up. This rink, of course, a little smaller. It's not the official size. Sometimes visiting teams have some problems coming in here as the odd is 193 by 84. Pavel Bure's centering pass intercepted. Down they go in front of the net. Picked up by McGillney. Sent ahead for LaFontaine. He's onside. LaFontaine centers it. In front, the drop pass. Schmelik shot. Saved by Whitmore. Rebound, Himalev, and it was deflected wide by Diddick and covered up by Whitmore in the rebound. At LaFontaine with the opportunity. This is just one of two great games we've got for you here on ESPN tomorrow. Special edition of our ESPN Hockey Night will be in the afternoon. 2 o'clock tomorrow Eastern, 11 Pacific. This is a rematch of the Stanley Cup Championship Series last year. The Chicago Blackhawks will be in Pittsburgh to take on the Pens. Both these teams #1 in their respective divisions. Jimmy and I will have it for you tomorrow at 2. Will be on in Pittsburgh. For those of you in Pittsburgh tomorrow, ESPN will be carrying that game for you there as well as everywhere else. Face-off coming to the right of Whitmore. Pat LaFontaine, an outstanding draw man along with everything else. Waiting for Nedved to move in to take the draw here. Peter Nedved dropped it behind the net. Didn't mean to do that to Pat LaFontaine. As soon as I said that, in front, LaFontaine not quite through. Doug Lidster was there to break it up. Schmelik back at center. Sabres just dumping it in. Lidster in behind the net. LaFontaine on him. Lidster took the body, still controlled the puck, comes to center. Schmelik cleared it in. Sabres had not cleared the zone. No score here at the odd in Buffalo with 9:23 to go in the first period. Both teams, the pace slowing a bit as it had to. You could not keep the pace they had at the beginning of this game for very long. Lidster plays it wide side, and I'm not sure anybody got a big advantage. Shot fanned on, second attempt. Just dumped in front of the net that time by Jeff Courtnall. Courtnall's their second leading scorer behind Pavel Bure for the Vancouver Canucks, and offside the Sabres on the wide side.
The Canuck defenders are doing a good job of standing up their blue line. They're timing their departure from the Sabres zone so they don't get caught flat-footed on the rush. They usually have a winger coming back, so it's a 3-on-3 situation. That enables them to stand up and force the Sabre players to make that play at the blue line. And if someone has to deke a defenseman or slow down a little bit, his winger and the other player are going full speed, they're going to go outside. It's a great way of playing defense, and it minimizes the effort expended.
You don't diddle and fiddle at the blue line when you're flying down.
With equal coverage, you're better to get it in, take the man, have your second guy come in and get the puck, and force some offensive zone pressure rather than trying to make plays at the blue line.
Babbage cleared it around, intercepted by Grant Ledyard, sends it back in. Dave Babbage working on defense with Gerald Diddick. This defense of the Vancouver Canucks, every one of them 6'1", 200 pounds or better. They are huge. Cron. Ledyard got him. Cron centering. Comes back. Diddick winding up. Oh, is he open? Rebound shot in front. Tipped away. I don't think that got in on net. Diddick going into the corner. Looked like that was blocked by Dale Hawerchuk that time before. It got in on Grant Fuhr, but a good flurry for the Vancouver Canucks. Hawerchuk hit the post. A clear breakaway, and he hit the crossbar. And the best scoring chance of the game goes for naught.
A real heads-up play by Gord Donnelly, going from behind his goal line up to center ice to hit Dale Hawerchuk in the breakaway. Hawerchuk, a good move, but was 1 inch shy of putting the Sabres ahead 1-0.
10 goals for Hawerchuk this season, but not 11, but what a chance. Moving into the middle, they've got 2 down low. Ginn can't control it as Wayne Presley had it poke checked away by Lume. Lume gets it back and clears it out to center. Cliff Ronning. Ronning, 3 Sabres are back. Ronning looking for Lume, had it blocked. Sandlak hit it. Merzen's got it. Canucks have got to clear the zone. 7:30 left to go in this first period. Still no score, and only 5 shots for each team in this game. Sweeney's got it. Sweeney picked up on waivers earlier this season from the Boston Bruins, an acquisition Buffalo was very happy with. May tips it out to center. Both teams following through on those checks. Jurke Lume. Lume got it out the center. Schmelik will have to go back to play it. Grant Fuhrer will leave it for him in the circle. Schmelik again trying to break. Sweeney couldn't get it. Sandlak couldn't play it. Tight checking. This is playoff kind of hockey right here. Every shift, every step, you're looking to be in the opponent's shirt, so there's no room. Schmelik cleared it out. Adams just off the bench, gets it in the zone. Ronning is open. Was offside. 6:52 left to go and no score. Dale Hawerchuk has had 2 goals and 11 assists in his last 10 games. Almost kept that streak alive right here, but ping
Outside and just misses to keep the score not at zeros.
We always talk about baseball being a game of inches. I think every sport is a game of inches.
A game of inches and a game of seconds. Absolutely right.
And that was one of those inches right there that didn't happen. 6:46 left here in the first period. We'll send you back to our guys in the studio. They'll have all the highlights of the other games going on in the National Hockey League, an analysis of what's gone on in this first period, as well as a look around the National Hockey League news-wise. All coming up during our first intermission. Still just 5 shots each for these teams. Off the face-off, Pat LaFontaine won that line. Himmelev had it and gets it back. Himmelev will bring it up. Another fine young star right here. Yuri Himmelev. Whitmore goes behind the net and trying to send it out. It deflects off the glass, so there will be no penalty on that. Let's check in with Tom.
All right, Gary, more action at Madison Square Garden. Rangers already leading at 1-0 face off the Islanders zone. Now, Kevin Lowe will take the shot from the point. It deflects off somebody. Exactly who, we don't know, but it gets by the goaltender Fitzpatrick. They gave it to Sergei Nemchinov, his 18. It is 2-0 Rangers midway in the first.
Rangers trying to get out of their losing streak. And a big week for them in Patrick division points. Ramsey moving in. Ramsey tied up by Pavel Bure. Bure tipped it away, rolls back in on Whitmore. Whitmore clears it to the near side, and Bure's got it. Pavel Bure, second in goals in the league. Trying to shut it down and get the shot off. Dropped it into Lidster. Lidster moves down low. Wants to go cross ice. McGillney. Here's a 2-on-1. LaFontaine, McGillney. LaFontaine, McGillney on the right. LaFontaine lost it. Tried to bring it back to the forehand and lost control of it. Good coverage. Now LaFontaine is into it. Pat LaFontaine is really upset with Robert Dirk. They exchange high sticks, punches, and everything else, and they let it go. Schmelik freed the puck up in the corner. Sabres have it. Grant Ledger. I credit Mick Magoo here, the referee. It's not out of control. It's being hard played, and he's letting the guys play.
You're absolutely right. I think he senses a playoff atmosphere, and that's the type of officiating these teams should expect in the playoffs. I was concerned earlier that things might get out of hand, but I think he's a seasoned enough referee to know when it's going to and start calling some penalties. That was a good exchange between LaFontaine and Dirk. LaFontaine was upset. He mishandled the puck here. He's looking, and he just overskates it. He saw McGillney, so someone's got to pay. It'll be Dirk. Dirk's going to take him out. He doesn't like it. LaFontaine fights away from his check as well as any player in the National Hockey League, and that is truly the sign of a great player. A lot of players, once you get a stick on them...
Babbage and the glove save by Grant Fuhrer. And that's Fuhrer at his best as the veteran Dave Babbage wound up and put it through some legs. A rising slap shot.
Speaking of getting a stick on it, a good shot by Babbage, but a lot of players, once you get a stick on them, they quit. You check them. There's the shot by Babbage. Fuhrer sees it through a maze of players. His legs are so quick, and watch his right hand come up. Down go his legs, bump, out, stretch, flexible. He's like a cat in there, Gary, to coin a hockey phrase. It's overdone, but it really applies to Grant Fuhrer.
He is so quick. Colin Patterson sends it in. Whitmore plays it around, and a penalty coming up here as Patterson got dumped. After Patterson put that pass into the corner, he got nailed, and Mick Magoo decides with 5:29 left to go, maybe it's time to get that first penalty up on the board here in the 0-0 game. And it's going to be a hooking call, and it's Courtnall going out, and a power play coming up for the Sabres.
Watch the puck movement. Hawerchuk, McGillney, and LaFontaine. They move the puck like wizards. Touch passes, smooth, scoop passes, always in motion, always on the stick, and they create an awful lot of scoring opportunities in the power play. Of course, Bodger on the point, the big shot from the point. Hawerchuk is as good a shooter and or faker and passer from the blue line on the power play as there is in the National Hockey League. He does things with the puck, Gary. He makes it look so easy, and he sees players that are open with an ability that I can only imagine. He's just tremendous and has been for his entire career.
On the power play, McGillney's got 19 power play goals. Pat LaFontaine has 12. They lead in that department. You saw the huge difference Buffalo has on the power play at home or on the road. Second, 44 of their 65 power play goals at home. And on the penalty killing side of it, Vancouver Canucks have been around the middle of the pack all season. 15th overall. They are 20th on the road. So the numbers favor the Buffalo Sabres in this power play chance. That, of course, means absolutely nothing. And pulling it back in and maybe hurt a little, Dale Hawerchuk. He got bumped pretty hard. When he went down, he pulled the puck in so he could get a rest because he could not get up.
Are you not a little surprised with Vancouver's special team numbers? A team that good and a team that's played that well this year. Their special teams are very mediocre. Hawerchuk trying to elude the check. It's leg on leg as Ryan Walter comes in, and that's smarts when your skate is planted on the ice.
He stays out to take the face-off, but obviously grimacing a bit. Ryan Walter, who hit him, takes the draw against him. Sent in on Grant Fuhr on the blocker, and they were offside on that, so another face-off. Minute 45 left on this first power play of the game for the Sabres. There are the big numbers for Dale Hawerchuk.
He's still in a little bit of pain. He's skating that off. He doesn't want to go off the ice in a power play, though. He knows his importance as a point man on the Sabre power play, so he's going to gut it out and be out there for probably a good minute and a half of this power play.
Off the draw again. It's the Vancouver Canucks able to control and sending it all the way in around the boards. Hard hit again put on behind the play, and again it was Ryan Walter. Down the middle. Puck just free. Nobody's got it. Sweeney battling for it. Couldn't control. Knocked away. Back to center. Hawerchuk drops it between his legs for himself. He's got it off to LaFontaine. LaFontaine off to McGillney. And the Sabres will get the power play set up. Bodger will be back with Hawerchuk along the blue line. Vancouver stays back. Tipped on Whitmer. Score! Pat LaFontaine!
We mentioned the ability of Dale Hawerchuk to find the open man. He has the puck at the point. He's looking. He's waiting. He sees LaFontaine to the side of the net. A nifty tip, and he stays with it to put the rebound past Whitmore to give the Sabres a one-goal lead. Hawerchuk finds the open man. He is exceptionally brilliant at doing that, and he does it here once again. LaFontaine is open as Babbage moves out too far, and Gerald Diddick does not react quickly enough to come over and cover LaFontaine. That's a dangerous spot to leave a man open to the side of your net, especially on a power play.
His 101st point of the season for Pat LaFontaine. 35th goal. 13 of them now have come on the power play. And the Buffalo Sabres indeed do take advantage of the opportunity and have the first on the board. 1-0. Sandlak able to hold it in. Momesso on the far side centering. Ramsey moved in and took Cliff Ronning out of the play as he cut to the middle. Taken by Jyrki Lumme of the Vancouver Canucks to center. LaFontaine scoring on the power play at 15-18. Hawerchuk and Alexander McGillney, of course, pick up the assists. If there's one, there's got to be the other when it comes to those two, LaFontaine and McGillney. Dana Merzen, the defenseman, trying to move it into the corner, chases it down himself. Merzen looking to the middle for Sandlak, got tied up by Ramsey. Sweeney trying to clear, can't. Momesso, save, and Ronning couldn't get the rebound.
Alert play by Momesso. He sees Merzen, the defenseman, leading the rush in the Sabres zone. He covers his point. The puck comes back there to Momesso, and a good shot at the Sabre goal.
Now it's the Vancouver Canucks who got to try and come back here in the first. Centered again, tipped wide by Pavel Bure. They go back to the point. They like the point shots when they can get them. Blocked by May, rolls along the blue line. LaFontaine can't find it, went over his head. Oh, he got nailed. Pat LaFontaine nailed by Sergio Momesso from behind. And quickly, May moves over, going after Momesso. There'll be another Vancouver penalty with 3:30 to go in the first. Sabres leading.
Why would anyone stay in a place?
They break out 2-on-1, killing the penalty. There's Bore, hang on. And a little aerial pass over the stick of the sprawling Sabre defenseman. Semenoff wastes no time. As Sutton goes down, he one-times it past Fuhr. Fuhr is just a little late going from post to post. We talk about Bore, what he can do, and he does it shorthanded.
The second shorthanded goal of the season for Anatoly Semenoff, picked up from Tampa Bay during the year. And he has scored 10 of his 12 goals this season since coming to the Vancouver Canucks. 13th shorthanded goal for the team this season, and they've tied this game up at 1-1. Shorthandeds just kill you when you're out there on the power play. Chased down far side by Dave Babbage, and Babbage clears it out. Fuhr just could not get from left to right on that one to make the play. Take it behind the net. Richard Schmelik. Schmelik, the defenseman, will rush it up. 23-year-old sends it in on Whitmore. It wasn't ready for that one. And he'll hang on with Dave Hannon chasing in.
Gary, nothing lifts the team more than killing a 5-on-3 disadvantage or scoring a shorthanded goal, especially late in the period with just over 2 minutes left. Borey goes down the ice, makes a great feed to Semenoff, and you know this Vancouver team is going to go in if they can maintain a 1-1 tie, feeling very good about their first period on the road.
LaFontaine had the power play goal at 15-18, answered by Semenoff's 12th of the year. Burray gets the only assist shorthanded. 17:43, the time of that one. And for Pavel Bure now, he's a plus 36 on the year, the best in the National Hockey League. They've got 3 of the top 5 plus-minus people in this game for the Vancouver Canucks. Buffalo Sabres, 2 seconds left on their power play. It is over. Minute 30 left to go. Sabres do not convert on that one. 1 for 2 on the power play, and a shorthanded goal against them. Himmelev having some words behind the play with Dana Merzen. During our first intermission, we'll update you on that important Patrick Division matchup, the Islanders and the Rangers. And we'll have a profile on the people we've been talking about tonight, McGillney and Bure. All the highlights, the scores, and some look at inside hockey for you. Our guys back at the studio during our first intermission, a minute 28 away.
LaFontaine, McGillney stay on the ice. They've had an awful lot of ice time this first period. We can expect that throughout the entire game. Important face-off here for both the Sabres and Canucks.
Peter Nedved and Pat LaFontaine do battle. Lyndon Demerzen, shot saved by Fuhr. It was on. Going for the 5-hole. Intercepted by Lume, dropped it back. Took the hit for Himmelev. Himmelev and Jyrki Lume along the boards. Courtnall reaching. Courtnall got it out of the zone. Couldn't be handled. Was knocked away by Grant Ledyard that time. Ledyard all over the place here on this shift. Lume brings it in. Himmelev there. Himmelev not out of the zone. Linden, the shot on Fuhr. Bounces wide. Still loose in front. Dropped to Linden. Ledyard on him. Just tripped as he tried to cut around the net. Couldn't cut it as short as he wanted. Linden looking again. Trevor Linden, penalty coming up, delayed call. Going to be on the Sabres. They're getting the extra skater. Sent him behind the net. Dana Merzen over. Extra skater on the ice now for Vancouver. With 38 seconds to go in the game. Dana Merzen shot. Saved by Fuhr. Rebound Merzen, and there's the whistle. 34 seconds left to go in this first period, and a penalty on the Sabres in front.
Too much speed, too much pressure by the Vancouver Canucks for the Sabres defending their zone. But Fuhr comes out big for them once again to keep the score not under ones. We talked about the lift that shorthanded goal would give the Canucks, and since then they have come out and stormed. There's a save, the tip off of Courtnall. Fuhr makes that save. The Canucks stay with it here. They're going to come up with a loose puck. Linden makes a good move here, beating Ledyard, but he stumbles going around the net. The Canucks again will beat the Sabres to the puck, and they keep the pressure on Fuhr to the point where LaFontaine has to take a penalty in front of the net, trying to tie the Canucks up.
He only has 51 minutes in penalties. LaFontaine out. Grant Fuhr has been mighty busy of late. He started out with very few shots. We're up to 11-9 now in favor of the Vancouver Canucks. LaFontaine's high sticking at 19:25. Goals by LaFontaine and Semenoff. Won a power play and one shorthanded in this 1-1 game in the first period. Kicked at and held in by the Sabres. Diddick. Gerald Diddick along the blue line. Goes behind the net. Bure moved in. Ramsey cleared it around, but not out. Held in by Babbage. Off to Semenoff. Semenoff leaving it for Bure. Defense cutting in. Babbage takes the shot. Bure's got it. 16 seconds. Plenty of time left in this period. Down the middle. Tipped. Bure has got those great eyes, doesn't he? Diddick cutting in. Back shot. Point save. Fuhr on the shot by Dave Babbage.
Bure just hangs on to the puck, waits for things to happen. The seam opens up. Diddick comes in, tips it over top of the net, but the pass was timed perfectly as the defenseman came in from the Vancouver point. And this is a pass from behind the net, and another shot by Babbage, where Fuhr comes up, no screen. He should make that save, and of course Grant Fuhr does. 7 seconds left to go. Who's going to win the face-off here, partner?
Going to go back to the point if they can do it. There you see Pavel Bure. Look at that. From last year and this year. Almost the goal a game. Semenoff will take the face-off. They'll put Bure back at the top of the circle. Babbage will move over. He's looking at the bench where they want him. They want him along the boards.
Babbage is there to hold Bodger up if Bodger should elect to come out to Bure. Bure's going to move the puck if he wins it onto his forehand. They lost it, and the Sabres are out of trouble.
That's a big win by Hannon right there, but they can't get it out. Adams put it right through the crease. Bure looking in, takes the final shot, blocked by Ramsey on the ice. An exciting, well-played first period with 1:25 left on LaFontaine's penalty to start the second. A good one. The end of one here at the Aud. The Sabres and Canucks are tied at 1-1. Tom Mays, back to you.
All right, Gary, catch your breath there at the Aud in Buffalo. An exciting, a lot of up-and-down hockey in the Aud. An exciting first period, 1-1. The score after one. We'll be going back in a moment. An exciting game for the home team at Madison Square Garden in New York tonight. The Rangers entertaining the New York Islanders. Big home-and-home series tonight in the city. Tomorrow night on Long Island. It's do or die for both teams in the playoff chase. Rangers get on the board first. Adam Graves, a little spin-around move here. Surprising Mark Fitzpatrick that made it 1-zip. Assisted Lowe and Messier. And then Kevin Lowe takes the shot from the point. And it deflects in off the body, they say, of Sergei Nemchinov. He got credit for the goal, his 18th of the year. Kevin Lowe gets the assist, and they're at the intermission now at Madison Square Garden. The Rangers lead at 2-zip. Should the Rangers fail to hold the lead and lose, they would be below 500 for the first time in about a year and a half. Well, two of the big names in the NHL are former Russian players. Alexander Mogilny of Buffalo, Pavel Bure of the Vancouver Canucks. They're both on the score sheet tonight. We'll take a look at them up close and personal when we come back in a moment. After one period of play, you're seeing two of the best players in the National Hockey League on display tonight, and they happen to be from the former Soviet Union. I'm speaking about Alexander Mogilny, number 89 of Buffalo, and Pavel Bure, number 10 of the Vancouver Canucks. Yes, they come from the same nation, the former Soviet Union, but they've definitely taken different directions to start them in the National Hockey League. Let's take a look at them now. They rank 1-2 in goal scoring this season and are the biggest payoffs of the recent European invasion into the NHL. For the Sabres, Alexander Mogilny, and the Canucks, Pavel Bure, the road to success is different, not only in its time frame, but in its road to North America as well. Mogilny finally reached the stardom expected of him when he defected from the then Soviet Union in 1989. Though leaving without the blessing of the Red Army was considered a benchmark move by some, Mogilny has never thought of it that way.
I just came over because I felt like it, you know. I thought at the time it was the right time to do it, you know. For me, it was in this age, you know, I was 20 years old, and I thought it's the right move at that time, and I was right.
For Bure, the success story is different. His was immediate and has remained constant. When the 1991 negotiations for his release from the Soviet Ice Hockey Federation to the Canucks were $50,000 apart, Bure put the money up himself. The gesture was as much for the players he was leaving behind as it was for personal gain.
I hope those money, they give it to hockey players from Red Army team. And if I helped my old teammates, I'm very happy about this.
Comfortably settled in their respective cities, both players claim they'd like to spend their entire careers right where they are. And though they perform their skills in arenas over 2,500 miles apart, the former line mates during the 1989 World Junior Championships possess a strong admiration for each other's talent.
No, he can do lots of things. He can score lots of goals. That's what he did. And he can play very fancy, you know, for the fans. He's a great player.
He's very talented, and as he proved, he can score a lot of goals in this league, and he can dominate this league, and so far, so good.
In an age where the NHL is looking to market a new era of stars, perhaps the best testimony to the impact that Pavel Bure and Alexander Mogilny have had on the NHL comes from those who have to face them.
I think it's a tribute to the league to have guys like this in the league that makes it more fun for the fans to watch, not only for the players to watch and play against, but, you know, I think the atmosphere of the rinks are more intense because of guys like this are on the ice.
Alexander Mogilny, Pavel Bure, guys, both on the score sheet tonight. But, Bill, is this a new trend in the NHL necessarily?
Well, they're not the pioneers on the ice, are they? Because guys like Larionov, who started in Vancouver, Fetisov in New Jersey, they were the pioneers on the ice. But I really believe these two guys, Bure and Mogilny, will be the pioneers off the ice. I think they'll be the first two Russians to break through the North American glamour barrier. It's always been reserved for North American-born guys, but they're putting up such big numbers. They're going to end up, I'm sure, being grabbed by some ad agency and turned into some kind of marketable package. And the thing they got going for them is they're way better looking than those first guys that came on. These guys are sharp-looking guys.
You said that.
Right.
Al?
Pavel Bure certainly in Vancouver is already a star. What you're not going to see is late night with Pavel Bure. I mean, come on, let's get real here. What you have a responsibility here with player and team. The player has to learn English. I mean, I know a lot of them come over, a lot of Russian players come over, and they have to be forced and pushed into learning it. That shouldn't be. It should be a priority, and the teams have to market. Every team should look at what the New York Islanders have done with Kasparaitis. They've made it a point to put this guy in front of their fans on all their telecasts or whatever and make him a focal point of the team. That has to happen. The teams have to push these players.
Late night with Pavel Bure. Now we're going to wait to see if it's in Vancouver, L.A., or New York. I guess that's the next thing that has to be determined. Is it going to be a sophomore jinx for Pavel Bure, who won the Rookie of the Year award last year? Well, there wasn't a sophomore jinx for Mario Lemieux, Peter Stastny, Mike Bossy, or Luc Robitaille, was there? And so far, right up to the minute, Pavel Bure has 81 points and counting, and this is his second NHL season. Alexander Mogilny took a hard shot into the boards. Accidental. Looked like it could be serious. It wasn't. We're tied at 1. Welcome back to our National Hockey Night studios. Vancouver, Buffalo tied at 1. Bill, last night in Toronto, Vancouver gets beat 5-2. Those Eastern road swings always tough for Vancouver. Do they face a similar team in Buffalo tonight?
Completely different. Last night, Toronto, they rope-a-dope. They wait for you to come. They trap you. They force turnovers. Buffalo doesn't wait for you. They come at you. Talked about it before the game on their power play. At even strength, they're just as aggressive. They come at you. They send one guy in first. And this play at Simulev, and obviously every team sends at least one guy in. But you'll see what the Sabres do. Once Simulev moves behind the net, he gets support and good timing. Right here, you got two Sabres. The second one coming in right here is Dale Hawerchuk. So they got two guys in. Now, that's not enough. Mogilny wants some of this action, so he moves in on the play. Now, watch this. Even though Vancouver dumps it hard around, you look behind this line, 3 Sabres, and that doesn't stop Gord Donnelly from pinching in. You know what? It works. There's Donnelly pinching in, but Hawerchuk helps out. He's number 10 for Buffalo, forces another long cross-ice pass. Comes Colin Patterson off the bench to make it work for Buffalo. So they really keep you bottled up, not like Toronto played against Vancouver last night.
So they're coming at Vancouver, they're coming at the opposition, and tonight at least, when the opposition has come at them, Buffalo's had the answer. In goal, Grant Fuhr has made several spectacular saves to keep this game tied at 1. That's where we are. We'll be going back to Buffalo in the second period in just a few moments.
Buy an international business class seat and
in the Stanley Cup Finals. Now it looks like they're on a collision course once again. Jeremy Roenick leads the Blackhawks against the Stanley Cup champion Penguins. Saturday, live on ESPN.
Great sight for hockey fans in Pittsburgh today after completing his second week of radiation treatments. Who's that on the ice in the skate-around? Why, it's Mario Lemieux skating today at the Civic Arena, where the Penguins host the Chicago Blackhawks. Mario won't be playing tomorrow. Hopefully we'll see him on the ice in the next few weeks or so. But Kevin Stevens and Jeremy Roenick will be playing. And by the way, you fans in Pittsburgh, you'll be seeing that game live on ESPN. No blackout in the Steel City. That's 2 Eastern time, Pittsburgh time tomorrow. Al, the Pittsburgh Penguins, even without Mario Lemieux, are ruling the roost in the Patrick division. But this is a rematch of the finals of last year.
This ought to be a lovely little war in Pittsburgh. Chicago coming off a 6-3 win. And the Bruins come off the ice with 6-3 against Boston in Chicago, raving about how the Blackhawks are working so hard. They've got the perfect situation. Their best players, their hardest workers. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh, back-to-back shutouts. Tom Barrasso comes off chicken pox and gets 2 shutouts. Every goalie ought to go get chicken pox.
And Al knows where to send them just to get them. Now, the thing that's incredible to me is that tomorrow we are actually looking at 2 teams that can enter into a defensive struggle. The Pittsburgh Penguins, over the last 4 years, the highest they've finished in the defensive ranking, 18th. As we speak, they are number 5. Chicago is number 1. Chicago is as good a team as they were last year. This Pittsburgh Penguin team is at least 25% better than they were at the beginning of last season. They're better with Mario when he comes back than either of the 2 teams that have won the Stanley Cup for them.
Quickly, if you're Chicago, Bill, do you look to make a statement tomorrow?
Well, you try to make a statement, but 2 points is more important than a statement because it's a long way to meet one another again in the finals.
All right, well, we're at where we began. The night in Buffalo, 1 for Buffalo, 1 for Vancouver, all tied up. 2 periods of hockey, and who knows, maybe a little bit more to decide this one. We'll be back in just a moment on National Hockey Night.
National Hockey Night is brought to you by Visa. Honored at over 6 million more places than American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be. And by Apple. If you want a computer that's easy to use, there's still only one way to go. Macintosh, the easy way.
One other game underway at this hour at Madison Square Garden in New York. The New York Islanders, New York Rangers in the second period. Kevin Lowe, 2 assists. The Rangers still lead it 2-0. In Buffalo's Auditorium, 1 for the Sabres, 1 for the Vancouver Canucks. Let's hope the second period is as exciting as the first. Rejoining Gary Thorne. Gary?
Tom, thanks very much. We hope so, too. There you see it, 1-1. Specialty teams had the action on the scoreboard in that first period.
Dale Howard-Chuck on the point for the Sabres power play. Spots Pat LaFontaine parked to the left of Kay Whitmore. He stays with the tip, puts his rebound pass to give the Sabres a 1-0 lead.
And our Miller Lite scoring summary for Howard-Chuck, an 11-game scoring streak going. LaFontaine, an 8-game streak. Buffalo getting the power play goal to take the 1-0 lead. McGillney also an assist.
Pavel Bure answers a 2-on-1 from his own zone, killing a penalty. It was Semenoff. He comes in. A little aerial pass right there, and Semenoff one-times it past the outstretched leg of Grant Fuhr. A 1-1 game, and it ended with an exciting flurry for the Vancouver Canucks.
And on our Miller Lite scoring summary for Semenoff, his 12th overall, 10 of them with Vancouver. He's got 2 shorthanded goals on the year. Bure picked up the only assist on that 1-1, and that's the way we finished the first, with the shots being at 12-9 in favor of Vancouver. Kay Whitmore, the starting goaltender, 25-year-old with the 3rd best goals against. And there's Grant Fuhr, 4th in goals against and 5th in save percentage on the season. Now, of course, in his 4th game with the Buffalo Sabres.
And we're going to run into a bit of a delay. It looks like the clock has already started to tick down. We're at 19:45, so they'll reset that.
We know we were playing in a hurry. I didn't know we were going in that fast.
So referee, that's what they do with the alumni games. That's what they had at the All-Star break for the hockey heroes. Maybe they'll try in the National Hockey League.
1-1 game and a power play coming up here with the Sabres. Pat LaFontaine going back to the penalty box. There are the leading scorers. Isn't it amazing? Lemieux, for all the time he's been out, still #1. Pat LaFontaine, as we said, 2nd time in his career. He's gone over the 100-point mark. Adam Oates in Boston. McGillney is here tonight with Buffalo, Yzerman, and Recchi. Pretty great names. LaFontaine, who drew the penalty at the end of that first period. 1:25 left on his penalty. So the Vancouver Canucks in this 1-1 game will remain on the power play. The Canucks on the season, 16th overall in power play, 20th, though, on the road. Penalty killing of Buffalo is 3rd best overall and 2nd best at home. So the specialty team matchups definitely favor the Buffalo Sabres tonight. Underway, second period. Whitmore dropping it behind the net. Dave Babbage working one of the points on this power play unit. Sends it back. Sweeney up doing the forechecking for the Buffalo Sabres in the penalty killing unit. Bure gets it over to Adams. Greg Adams in. Lumet playing the point with Babbage. Lumet open the shot. And Fuhr makes the save off the glass and into the seats. He got it with the stick.
Lumet with a quick shot from the point. He didn't have time to let his player set up in front of Fuhr. Fuhr saw that shot all the way. And that quick left leg kicked it out with the stick, deflecting the puck over the boards. The one thing the Canuck power play has going for them is a fresh sheet of ice. As that first period wore on, the ice got very slow, very snowy, and the puck was bouncing a lot. So they've got a nice fresh sheet of ice to move the puck around in.
Pavel Bure out on the face-off. Sweeney will take the draw here, though. Face-off one, back to the point. Lumet over to Babbage. Almost intercepted. Centered shot, save! Great play by Fuhr. Rebound behind the net. Bure. Adams had an empty net but couldn't handle it. Babbage drops it off. Great work in front of the net by Semenoff that time, who had the chance. Grant Fuhr, a couple of great saves on him. Fuhr watching it bounce off the back of the net. Adams holds it in. Bure and Semenoff up front of the power play. It ends up in the seats. 20 seconds left on the Buffalo penalty.
Gary, Grant Fuhr goes post to post as well as any goaltender in the National Hockey League. And off a great feed by Babbage to Bure. Bure coming here to the right of your screen, and he one-times it. Fuhr from the right post to the left post, and he's there to smother the rebound, to stop the rebound. what quickness Grant Fuhr has, and he's providing the Sabres with the type of goaltending they're going to need. And remember, their entire season will be judged on whether or not they win the first round of the playoffs, and that's a lot of pressure to be put on the Sabre players. They felt it for years. Fuhr comes in, he's very confident. He never feels any pressure. He's just going to go out and play hockey, and that will inspire the other Sabre players.
Got a great playoff record, 74 wins, 32 losses, Grant Fuhr, and he's played the 4th most playoff games in net, 111. Billy Smith of the Islanders, 132, the all-time leader in playoff games played. Cleared out of the zone, but first you got to get there, and that's what the regular season's all about. Behind the net, Whitmore left it for Lume. 7 seconds left on the Vancouver power play. 1 for 2 in the game on the power play for the Buffalo Sabres. First opportunity for Vancouver is over. They do not convert on it, and we're back to even strength. 1-1 game. LaFontaine just out of the box, just missed. Semenoff in, 3-on-2 break. Semenoff holds up. Buffalo gets back. Semenoff looking. Lume, the shot! Deflected wide by Ramsey. And the faceoff will come in the zone as it was deflected by Ramsey up over the glass.
That was a good pass. That was a very good pass by Semenoff to Lume. Semenoff had a lot of traffic. He didn't have much time to get that puck there, but he rifled the pass hard. Lume was able to get a shot, which was blocked by the Sabre defender.
There you see the Adams Division standings with Buffalo looking, as we said, to make either 1 or 2. They want that home ice, but in order to do it, they've got to catch up to Montreal, Quebec, Boston. Boston's struggling. Quebec's been struggling of late. Montreal's continuing to put points up and pull away. Vancouver, number 1 in the Smythe Division. Calgary's been hot and cold. Winnipeg, same thing. LA's now taking a look behind because Edmonton is going to make a run at Los Angeles.
Absolutely right. We said that Edmonton couldn't be counted out, and they're proving us right.
Dirk, the shot. Save off the blocker of Grant Fuhr. Himmelef clears it out. McGillney's got it. LaFontaine up with him on the right. Held the line? No, he tried. LaFontaine knew he was over. He tried to reach back and grab that line, but it never seems to be there and hold your skate for you.
But again, good evidence of the Canucks coming back. Linden, the right winger, covering up for his defenseman. So instead of it being a 3-on-1, it's a 3-on-2 as the Sabres break quickly on the counter. That's about 2 or 3 times in tonight's game. The Canuck wingers have been heads up. They've noticed their defender either caught her in the rush and taken his point on the blue line. Very important when you're thinking of winning playoff hockey.
Shot 16-19 in favor of the Vancouver Canucks. It'll be pushed into the zone by Jeff Courtnall. Courtnall spinning around, looking in front. Finds the defenseman. Save again. Grant Fuhr coming up big, and Robert Dirk. LaFontaine up. This time Himmelef held the line near side. McGillney tried to kick it on and couldn't. Nedved cleared it out to center. Right back in, hit with a high stick. McGillney will give chase here. McGillney batting at it. Had it knocked away by Lidster. That kept it alive. Courtnall's got it. Courtnall around. Linden, Nedved on this line with Courtnall. That can be an explosive line. They try to break it up for Peter Nedved. Too far ahead. Touched up, though, to avoid the icing. Linden, the shot. That deflected. Schmelik rebound comes to the near side. Great chance for Vancouver right there. Tipped in by Pat LaFontaine to avoid any icing. In the corner, Diddick. Diddick shooting it up. Both teams trying to clear in a hurry. Trevor Linden drops it off. Nedved. Mamesso's out there now. Nedved off to him. Sergio Mamesso coming to the middle. Teams changing on the fly here. Vancouver's halfway through a line change. Mamesso along the boards. LaFontaine took it away. LaFontaine drops it off to Colin Patterson. Patterson, McGillney. Great pass. McGillney. No. Not as great as I thought. Offside.
Just offside. Just offside by a whisker. McGillney does not think it was. Linesman Dan McCord right on the line, and he doesn't make very many mistakes, so I'm going to have to go with his judgment. We can take a look here. We can slow it down. Yes, it was onside, it looks like to me. What do you think, partner?
Don't think we can use replay, but if we could.
That's right.
McGillney knew he'd held it long enough.
Well, that's one of the few that Danny will miss. Howard checks over talking to him now. It's a lost cause. The call's already made, boys. You're better to face off and try it again.
You saw the goals by McGillney. He's too shy of Danny Gare's Buffalo record, goals in a season. That's pretty authentic. No, we didn't print that up or anything, but I don't know who did. Somebody must own a print shop to do it that well. We said Danny Gare leads the Buffalo Sabres 56 goals in the 79-80 season. McGillney only 2 behind him for that Buffalo record, and ironically, it was Danny Gare who did a lot of work with McGillney last season in helping him to become acclimated to the National Hockey League. Picked up by Cliff Ronning. Ronning brings it in. Ronning with Mamesso. Ronning drops it back for Babbage. He couldn't handle it. Pass was behind him. We'll get a whistle. The other end, we're going to have a penalty coming up behind the play. I think.
Well, you mentioned Danny Gare. He's doing the color commentating down in Tampa Bay. Another guy like me who couldn't find regular work, I guess. But what a spectacular Buffalo Sabre he was. He had his heart on the sleeve for every game. Tremendous leader.
Now, what I'm trying to understand is, who's the front runner, the fans or Chris Berman?
That fella right there must be the guy that sprained his ankle jumping off the bandwagon when the Bills had a tough day. But he'll be rooting for them again next year.
That's cheaper than doing a new sign, you know. All right, Brad May is out of there high sticking at 3:22, and the Vancouver Canucks go on their second power play. May, who had 309 penalty minutes, setting a Sabre rookie record. He's drawing them again. I wonder who had that previous record in penalty minutes for the Buffalo Sabres. A rookie.
Have no idea, Gary.
I bet you don't. Hannon brings it in. Our own Jim Schoenfeld, who never committed a penalty he didn't deserve. That's what I heard the officials say. Pavel Bure trying to go through. Hannon can't. Checked in the corner and played there by Bobby Corkum on the penalty killing unit. Held in by Babbage over to Lume. Through the middle. Near side Adams couldn't get it. Broken up. Babbage holds it in. Babbage. Nope. Bure tried to tip it and couldn't. Semenoff over. Bobby Corkum tipped it away to Ramsey, and Ramsey clears the zone. You had 178 penalty minutes, just in case you've forgotten on that old record.
That was before the officials were as efficient as they are now. They probably missed another 150 that I should have had called.
Somehow I believe that. Babbage gets it up on the near side. Intercepted by Sutton. Sent back the other way. This game's tied at 1. We are 4.5 minutes into the second period. 46 seconds left on this Toronto power play. They're changing up. Linden just came on the ice in front. Adams, great save by Grant Fuhr. He robbed Greg Adams of a power play go-ahead goal.
Absolutely a sensational save by Fuhr.
The fans loving it. Nedved dropped it off. Trevor Linden fell down. Whistle behind the play. With 25 seconds left, listen to the Buffalo fans for Fuhr.
Oh, boy, what a treat. What a treat he is giving these Sabre fans. We talk about believing, not only the players believing, you talk to the fans around the city, they're believing that Grant Fuhr may be the missing piece to this Sabre puzzle. Terrific pass by Linden to Adams. Adams just tips it, trying to tip it past Fuhr. He sprawls. Sometimes he looks acrobatic. Sometimes he looks unorthodox. But one thing he always looks is like a confident goaltender, and he generally stops the puck, Gary.
The Vezina Trophy winner in 1988, and one of Muckler's highest regarded players. He, of course, knew him from the Edmonton Oilers days when he was the assistant coach there, and then the coach in 5 Stanley Cups while Fuhr was in Edmonton. Now coming over from Toronto to be the #1 goaltender. Talking with John Muckler this morning, just saying we did not have a #1 goaltender. They didn't believe Darren Cooper was ever going to fill that role. They never felt confident enough about it, and now they think they've got the one that Muckler's always wanted. And an offside called here. 15 left on the penalty. We'll check in with Tom.
All right, Gary, at Madison Square Garden, I guess the Rangers mean business tonight. This is Mark Messier at center ice. Looking. Sees Tony Amati cutting down the slot, hits him, puts it right on the tape, and Amati, the sharpshooter, makes no mistake. 3:23 of the second. 3-0 Rangers over the Islanders, Gary.
Thank you, Tom. Jerry Meehan of the Buffalo Sabres, GM, who Muckler talked to a long time about getting Grant Fuhr.
Not only Jerry Meehan, but his right, a good friend of mine and former Sabre, Derek Smith. And I'm sure Derek's happy that he was on camera tonight. Meehan's made a couple of good trades for this team. I think he's done a good job as GM, but as I mentioned, the whole success of the whole season will be judged on their success in the playoffs.
5 seconds left on the Sabres penalty. Vancouver on their second power play, and it's over. They've not converted on either, and the game remains tied at 1-1. Dropped in the middle. Nedved coming. Nedved with Linden and Courtnall. Looking for Courtnall in front. Had it blocked. Good play by Bodger on the far side. Centered for Linden again, this time intercepted by Brad May. They can't break it up ice. Had McGillney cutting. Bodger will take it back behind the net. Courtnall and Nedved both up on the forechecking job. Vancouver's got to clear the zone. Courtnall comes out of it. Courtnall dumping it in front. Missed both Linden and Nedved that time. Lidster holds it in. Lidster, the quick wrist shot. Deflected into the corner. Swung around by Brad May again. And McGillney. Hook checked away from him. Nedved tipped it back in. Would have been offside. So the Vancouver Canucks will use it to change up.
Canucks have certainly had a territorial advantage the first 6 minutes of this period. They really look like they're skating. They found their legs, and they're taking it to the Sabres at this point, Gary.
Shots are still 16-9. If the Sabres had a shot on goal here. Deflected wide. Chance there. Diddick comes back to get it. Diddick clears it around. Buffalo Sabres still trying to get one up. We're 6.5 minutes into this period as far as shots on. Benning shot. That one deflects wide. Babbage comes out to get it. Real quick pace to this game. Both these teams checking hard, forcing the opposing team to have to get the puck away in a hurry. There's no time to hang on to the puck. Sandlak drops it in. Cliff Ronning does the 360. Grant Fuhr tipped it away. Diddick in the corner, hit by LaFontaine. Sutton moves over for the Sabres. Freed it up. Lidster couldn't hold it in. Grant Ledyard is there. Ledyard trying to pin it. Sergio Momesso. And it's just bouncing out of the zone. Maybe some black and blues after this one is done. There have been some hits. And they are still coming out there, especially behind the play. Colin Patterson caught the lineman. Now Magoo gets hit in the face. The referee is hurt. Mick Magoo got hit in the face with the puck on the attempted clear out. The referees are having a tough weekend right now. He got cut. He will be attended to here, stopping the clock with 12:51 left to go. Here on ESPN tomorrow, we'll have college basketball coverage at noon. Miami of Ohio will be at Illinois State. Mike Vandegreat of Illinois State leading the Missouri Valley Conference in field goal percentage and shooting at 61%. And it'll roll on at midnight. Utah will be at Hawaii. It's all coming up tomorrow. You'll see Josh Grant in the midnight hour. He's leading Utah with almost 17 points per game and 12 rebounds per game. And Mick Magoo. Okay.
You talk about hockey players being tough. The officials are also tough. You got to be tough to be involved in this game. Even the announcers are tough, Gary. And you're one of the
Who are you talking
toughest.
about? Yeah. Right you are. There you see the shots on goal. You see the Buffalo Sabres have not generated any chances here. 4 of the 6 shots for Vancouver coming on the power play chance that they've had here, but they've not converted on either of their power play opportunities. 12:46 to go, second period. Game tied at 1-1, and that will be called on the offside. There is Dale Hawerchuk, who continued his scoring streak here tonight. 2 goals and 12 assists in the last 10 games for him.
One of the premier passers in the entire National Hockey League. You think of Adam Oates, certainly in that category. Mario Lemieux, Wayne Gretzky, and Dale Hawerchuk is right up there with the best of them.
Off the draw in the Vancouver zone. Ricky Lume backing up with it. Gary Thorne, Jim Schoenfeld, delighted to have you with us. ESPN's National Hockey Night here in Buffalo. And don't forget, tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock, we will bring you the Pittsburgh-Chicago game here on ESPN. And it will be seen in Pittsburgh. 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Sutton gets knocked down. Scoring chance, Vancouver trying to hold it in. Centering pass, just tipped. No angle for Gary Volk. Volk got set up, couldn't do anything with it. Himmelov trying to push it in. Merzen knocked it away. Volk's got it again. Volk coming, Ryan Walter in the middle. Drops back to Volk. Volk trying to tip it off. Gets it back himself. Volk sends it into the corner. Vancouver scurrying here. Robert Cron with it. Cron all the way back to the blue line to Volk. Shot tipped in. Ryan Walter saved by Fuhr. Ryan Walter again. Walter looking in front. Cron trying to set up. So is Volk. Whoa, to the head by Sutton. Centering pass is taken away and cleared out of the zone by Bobby Corkum. But wow, the shots in front of the net. Unbelievable. Now behind the play, the pushing and shoving continues on. Buffalo Sabres number 19, Randy Wood. Now Donnelly drops his gloves with Merzen. Gord Donnelly of Buffalo, Dana Merzen of Vancouver. .40 left to go in this second period. Game tied at 1, and Donnelly's asking for more. John Buckler has lost a player as Gord Donnelly is going to pick up the instigator call here and is headed to the dressing room.
Play was getting a little testy in front of the Sabre net. And it just escalated from the Sabre net to along the boards. And then finally Donnelly came in as you see him leaving the arena, coming to Randy Wood's rescue. Sutton was in front of the net and he was being picked. You'll see Sutton trying to be picked there by Volk. Sutton throws the left. And then Wood's going to pick the puck up. Merzen's going to come in and give Wood a good shot here, which was just off the screen. Now you'll see Wood to the left of your screen come back, giving it to Merzen. At this point, Donnelly comes in. He thinks that Wood needs a little bit of help, and he starts to go with Merzen. And for that, Gord Donnelly will be gone.
And the Sabres will have the extra 2 minutes going up on the board, so it's going to be the Vancouver Canucks who are going to end up with their third power play chance here. Donnelly gets the 2 for instigating, 5 for fighting, and the game misconduct. And on the other side of the coin, you're going to have a 2 for holding and a 5 for fighting on Merzen. And checking in, you see the smile. It's not a friendly smile from Muckler. He does not like the calls.
Well, John Muckler is no stranger to these situations. He's been coaching since 1959, and he won minor Pro League Coaching of the Year awards in 3 different leagues, the Eastern League, the Central League, and the American League. So he'll weather the storm, and he'll be back coaching the Sabres the next period and the remainder of this period, and he'll be smiling again, I'm sure, as the play wears on, Gary.
There you saw the penalties, the extra 2 picked up. Randy Wood is in the penalty box. And in this 1-1 game, the Vancouver Canucks are going to get the opportunity one more time to try it on the power play, which they have so struggled with this season. Vancouver's been a team that's done a little struggling of late. They've won only 3 of their last 10. They're 3-4-3 in their last 10 games, while Buffalo's won 7 out of their last 10. Vancouver's hold on that #1 spot been a little weakened.
Well, of course, Vancouver had a very difficult start this year. They didn't start well at all, and they really turned it on, took the lead in the division, and as you say, they faltered lately. So they're a team that when they're hot, they're great, and they want to make sure they're going into the playoffs hot, and there's one of their hottest players, or possibly the hottest player. And that's one of the things where timing is such a key ingredient for a team like Vancouver, hitting the playoffs at their peak.
Power play underway, 3rd time for the Vancouver Canucks, led by Pavel Bure with 11 power play goals. This is a 1-1 game. We've had a shorthanded goal picked up in this one by Semenoff, set up by Bure. And the power play goal by Pat LaFontaine, all in the first period. Bure brings it in. The Canucks try and get it set up. Challenging the cut after the puck was Bobby Corcoran. Now drops back. Bure's got it. Buffalo staying back. Nope, they're going to chase it when it comes to the point. Jirke Lume dumps it in the corner. They've got Adams in front of the net. Back to Lume for Adams. Tipped and a save by Fuhr and cleared by Corcoran.
Fuhr comes right out to the forward standing in front of the net. Does not allow him to tip the puck. The pads are right there where the player's stick is.
Semenoff, good spin to control the puck. Anatoly Semenoff to Bure. Bure in, the shot saved by Fuhr. Bodger dumps Bure behind the net. Semenoff centered again. Fuhr made the save. It deflected in off his own defenseman. Held in by Babbage. Semenoff. Bure. Bure got pinned in the corner. Chased down. Adams. Adams in the middle. A shot. Lume and a save by Fuhr. Off the blocker on Jirke Lume. Adams again. They've got 48 seconds left on this power play chance. Bure looking. Tries to drop it in. Semenoff and another save made by Fuhr. Bure can find the open man, but the open man can't get it by Grant Fuhr.
The way Semenoff set up there on his backhand is something that the Soviets did a lot, and most North American players don't do. Most North American players want that puck on the forehand. You set up backhand, you get the pass, and it's a very quick snapshot. Fuhr made 4 spectacular saves. John Muckler, Jerry Meehan have to be feeling very good about this trade. But we should mention the players that went to Toronto are good players. Dave Anderchuk has been a good saver for many years and will certainly help the Toronto power play. And Darren Pupa 3 years ago tended net extremely well for the Sabres, and he could get back to that form in a new location. So it's the type of deal you like to see where it will probably help both the teams involved.
Just time to make the move, they felt. Right now, the Buffalo Sabres, talking with John Muckler again this morning, feel one of the big things they need right now, and one of the big losses has been Peter Svoboda. Svoboda they really miss on specialty teams. They miss the fact he's an offensive defenseman at times who doesn't get burned defensively. He's a good player.
The Sabre defense is good. The Sabre defense is steady, but they do not have a standout. And it seems the teams that win the Stanley Cup or the teams that advance in the playoffs have that defenseman who can lug the puck, who is dominant on the power play. The Sabres may not be finished dealing yet.
One thing the Sabres don't want to do is have to give up young players in their organization. They think they got some good young people. They make a deal. They want it to be made without giving those people up. Lume, look at the stick handling in the phone booth right there. Bure's got it. 29 left on the Vancouver power play. They're looking in front for Trevor Linden. Nedved, Linden. Babbage stepped up, and he was open. But he couldn't take the pass. Cleared out. Lume back. Bobby Corcoran moving up on him. Picked up by Babbage. 13 left on this Vancouver power play. They're 0 for 2. Nedved brings it in. Nedved moving. Nedved didn't get the chance to take the shot. Grant Ledyard went down with a stick and blocked it. Linden, 4 on the power play. Trevor Linden. Linden winds up. Has that blocked by Ramsey. Put the body down, and the power play's over. 0 for 3 for Vancouver with the advantage, and we're back to even strength now. And the game remains tied at 1-1. Ramsey behind his own net. Up for McGillney. Took the hop, though, and ended up the Vancouver stick. And that's going to be an offside 2-line pass.
Mike Ramsey pays the price to play this game, and he has ever since he came into the National Hockey League, one of the league's premier shot blockers, and he blocks a rocket by Trevor Linden right there, and that's got to smart a little bit. It amazes me how he plays and how many shots he blocks. He just shakes them off, and he's back out there shift after shift doing the same thing. Here's Linden, top of the circle. He cranks it up. Down goes Mike. Good timing. I'm not sure where it hit him, but I'm glad it hit him and not me.
32 years old. It doesn't feel any better now than it did when he was 19. And he's got a lot of Buffalo fans in this city. A great professional. 9:19 left to go here in the second period. Still 9 shots on goal for the Buffalo Sabres. They still do not have a shot on goal in this period. And we're more than halfway through it. 23 on goal now for the Vancouver Canucks. Sutton chasing it down at the far end. No icing here. Momesso moved up on him. Sandlak can't hold it in. Chased down by Gerald Diddick. Diddick behind his own net. Whitmore watching. Whitmore's done a lot of watching here thus far. Roning's got it. Roning and Sandlak. Roning the shot. Deflected off Sutton's stick into the seats. We continue what is mostly a hard-checking defensive battle with Fuhr making the great saves. And a little what to on the ice again here. Sandlak having some words, and backing up is Brad May, 21-year-old heavyweight. There'll be no call on this one. 8:46 left here, second period. Still tied at 1-1. ESPN's coverage tomorrow will be from Pittsburgh. Jeremy Roenick of the Chicago Blackhawks leads the Blackhawks with 73 points. Kevin Stevens has stepped in and done a magnificent job for Pittsburgh without Mario Lemieux. You'll see them both. 2 o'clock Eastern, 11 Pacific. The Blackhawks in Pittsburgh from the Igloo tomorrow afternoon. And those of you in Pittsburgh, our broadcast will be seen. No blackout in Pittsburgh tomorrow. 2 o'clock. Back for Lidster. His shot, Grant Fuhr kicks that one away into the corner. Over to get it, Brad May. May hit by Sergio Momesso. Momesso won't back off an opportunity to hit. Cleared around to the near side, Ledyard. Sabres got it out. Lume back to get it. Right now the Sabres are not getting the puck through the center ice area. Vancouver is just shutting it down. They're not getting offensive chances. Sandlak trying to go through. Could not. Bodger drove him away. Grant brought up on the near side by Presley. Presley pinned up on the boards. Puck is right there with him. He kicks it away to the point. Unable to be held in, though, by Ledyard. And there's a shot on Bodger by Momesso. He got the elbow up, no call. Both of them head to the bench. They both went down and both felt it. Cliff Roning's got it. Roning, a little water bug out there, and he gets flying on the ice. Lost it. Turning around Presley. Presley sends it out to the middle. Diddick tipped it in himself on goal. Whitmore plays it off to Babbage. Babbage just shoots it across ice. Vancouver Canucks, Robert Cron trying to connect with Gary Vault, but not.
The Sabres are not being outworked. They're doing fine in the grinding department, but they're being greatly outskated. The Canucks are beating them to every loose puck.
Centering pass, Cron cutting in front of the net. Randy Wood knocked down again. Woods had a tough day. Babbage took him down that time. Gary Vault save made by Fuhr. Ramsey will pick up the loose puck. Pat LaFontaine's been black and blued, and we haven't seen a lot of Pat LaFontaine in this second period. He's coming out right now. As Vancouver's had a couple of power play chances. That's one reason why. Sent right back in by Ledyard. McGillney's out there with LaFontaine and Himmelov now in their line. LaFontaine behind the net. He and Babbage go at it a bit and separate. McGillney trying to hold it in. Drops the centering pass off. Stepping up. Shot. Save made by Whitmore. Point shot by Grant Ledyard. Rebound picked up by Ryan Walter. Away to Vault. Behind the play, Himmelov has been knocked down and is still on the ice for the Buffalo Sabres. Fans booing. They wanted a call. Both teams changing. We finally get a whistle here. Himmelov got nailed in the corner and is wobbly as he heads back to the bench. There was no call here. 1-1 the score. Game still tied at 1-1. See the time remaining here in this second period. Himmelov, the one being treated. Our Visa storyline tonight, Pat LaFontaine's 35th goal in a power play. Anatoly Semenov, shorthanded goal, his second shorthanded of the year. Fuhr, big second period. And Howard-Chuck keeps the streak alive with an assist. The game tied at 1-1 here in the second. Tipped away to LaFontaine. He got his stick up on Lume, but was able to drive it into the corner. Dave Hannon over to get it. Hannon's not seen a lot of ice time, and they lose it. Sabres coughing it up. In the offensive zone, Adams. Pavel Bure made the initial intercept, taken back by Hannon. Hannon clears it on the near side. Sabres have had only one shot on goal in this period. McGillney can't handle it. Bounces off Hannon to center. Adams dumps it into the zone. Grant Fuhr coming out to play it. It's Pavel Bure moving in. That'll have you thinking. Semenov. He saw Fuhr out and tried to backhand it in. Pavel Bure. Bure reversing direction. Bure centered shot. Save Fuhr and Adams again. Deflected wide. And Greg Adams is going to have nightmares with Grant Fuhr in him because he's denied him 3 times in this game. McGillney the other way. McGillney. Semenov on him. Anatoly Semenov with Jurke Lume, who pokes it away from LaFontaine. High off the boards, comes back to Lume, and he sends it out of the zone. Sutton chasing. Buffalo Sabres trying to get on side here, but don't have the puck. Here's Adams again. Adams winds up, drops it back in the middle of Bure. Bure dropped it, but Semenov is heading to the bench. Nobody there. Adams chasing it down. Sutton's got him, but they got the puck. Bure looking in the middle. Nedved shot, score! Peter Nedved, 2-1 Canucks.
Well, simply a matter of time. The Canucks all over the Sabres. Very impressed with the discipline of Pat Quinn's team. Forwards backing up defensemen when they go in for the rush. They aren't retaliating on bad hits or being roughed up. And Pavel Bure, absolutely sensational. Fuhr makes save after save after save. And here's the stop on Adams. A great pass from Bure behind the net. Adams one-times it. But you can't stop them all when you got players coming at you like that. Nedved comes in, and he just goes short side and beats Grant Fuhr to give the Canucks a 2-1 lead.
Peter Nedved now, 27 of his 29 goals have been at even strength. Boy, you love to have them. Shot on Fuhr, deflected wide again by Trevor Linden, who had the chance that time. Nedved at 14:31 to make it a 2-1 lead. Howard-Chuck centered, knocked away by Whitmore. Shot in wide of the net. Colin Patterson centered, shot deflected by Diddick. Diddick went down and blocked that shot on Randy Wood in front of the net. Back comes Courtnall. Courtnall's drop pass. Intercepted again. The Buffalo Sabres unable to clear. Fuhr deflected it into the corner. Nedved drops it back, trying to get it out in front. Can't. Dale Howard-Chuck able to get it out of the zone. Buffalo starting to make mistakes now in their defensive zone. Howard-Chuck dumped in again wide of the net. Kay Whitmore going back to get it with 4:30 left to go here in this period. Stepping up, Sweeney. Sweeney took down Courtnall and held the puck in. Whitmore got caught up behind the net. Was able to get back in. Centering pass blocked by Jurke Lume. Sweeney digging for it. Poked away by Wayne Presley. Got it up to the near side point. Schmelik held it in. Ronning steps up. Ronning trying to take it away. Around the dasher near side. Again, Schmelik's got it. Presley behind the net centered. Cliff Ronning moved in. Ronning unable to do anything with it. Himmelov moves in. Lume. Ronning pulls the puck out. And he just wants to clear it here. And does. This will be an icing call. Ramsey going back to get it. Nedved's 29th of the year at 14:31. Bure and Adams on the even strength goal to give Vancouver the 2-1 lead in this game. Sandlak dropped it off to Momesso. Momesso just backing it up. Babbage hit by Corkum. Ronning, I'll tell you, he's an underrated player you don't hear a lot about. Sandlak drops it off. He's got some good eyes and great hands, too.
Well, we could talk more about the trade with St. Louis. They brought Ronnie Momesso, Dirk, and Courtnall to the Canucks and really turned the Canuck team around.
Buffalo Sabres trying to get this thing evened up. Hannon brings it in. Dave Hannon. Hannon all the way in, tied up by Diddick. Hannon looking to the point, had Ledger, couldn't get it by Sandlak. Sandlak sends it out off Ledyard. Momesso. Momesso 2-on-2. His shot blocked into the corner by Sutton. Ledger up to the point. Ooh! Sandlak got nailed on the far side. Stick up by Rob Ray, and he decked him, and the puck ends up on the Buffalo bench. Vancouver Canucks on top of the Sabres with 2:56 to go, and the tempers are going high. It's heating up at the odd. Vancouver with a 2-1 lead and 2:56 left to go in the second period. And as we take a look at our Budweiser scoreboard, other big games underway. You see the Rangers holding on to their lead after 2. Hartford's got the lead on Winnipeg. Hartford out of a playoff spot. Winnipeg in one right now. And later tonight, Quebec and Calgary, along with San Jose and the Edmonton Oilers fighting for a spot. Take a look at how this all developed.
Well, this is Rob Ray and Sandlak meeting there for the first time. And there's Rob Ray finishing it up. Of course, his famous tearaway sweater.
All fighters should have one.
As he's escorted to the dressing room. Some hockey jargon before he leaves. I'll see you next period. And we're sure he'll be back with a cold back.
And that was not a fight, by the way, what you saw.
No, not at all.
It was not a fight. At 17:04, Sandlak gets a double minor for roughing. And Ray gets 2 for roughing. They didn't call fighting on that?
Indecent exposure, maybe?
Indecent exposure,
but
yeah.
not fighting. So
it's a misdemeanor, but it's not a fighting. So Sandlak gets the extra 2, and the Buffalo Sabres down a goal will get the power play. Pat Quinn, one of the most respected coaches, GMs, presidents in the National Hockey League. 4 years at Philadelphia, 3 at LA, 2+ at Vancouver. 298 career victories behind the bench. 229 losses and 97 ties. You see what he's done with Vancouver. What he's done is turn a franchise around.
Completely transformed the team since he took over as president and general manager in 1987.
Here's the chance for the Sabres to get this game tied up. Their goal came on the power play goal, and they've got their 3rd chance in the game right here. They'll get it in the zone. Harchuk shot, deflected out by Dana Merzen, and cleared by Ryan Walter. Short-handed, of course, was picked up by Vancouver. Save made that time by Grant Fuhr, had Ryan Walter cutting in. Robert Cron had the short-handed chance. Pavel Bure comes out now. Brought in by Sweeney. Sweeney, LaFontaine, and McGillney up front on this power play. Bodger, Howard-Chuck back. LaFontaine. Pat LaFontaine has the power play goal for the Sabres in that first period, their only goal. Bodger back to him. Bure bothering. Bure moves over, jammed it up. LaFontaine tried to glove it in. LaFontaine backs it into the corner to Sweeney. Merzen on him as the puck. What are you going to do with it? LaFontaine, Merzen, not out of the zone. Pavel Bure clears. Minute 3 left on the power play. Minute 58 left to go in the second period. McGillney, and it tipped away. Howard-Chuck's got it. Howard-Chuck trying to move in. Diddick shuts him down. Whitmore lets it go behind the net to be played there to the near side, but nowhere near out of the zone. McGillney. Howard-Chuck to the center. Over to McGillney, the quick shot. Actually, he wanted to pass that in front for Sweeney, but it was blocked by Lidster. Rolls all the way around the far side. Schmelik over to get it. Back to McGillney. 30 seconds left in the power play. Sweeney. LaFontaine in front of the net. McGillney near side. Vancouver collapsing. Schmelik the shot. Save made. Whitmore rebound. Loose. McGillney. Schmelik. 13 on the power play. McGillney couldn't get it out of the skates. He had Whitmore in the far post. Bure moves it up. Ice haul down. No call as he tried to run it out. Final minute of the period, and the power play's over.
Good pressure by the Sabres, but excellent defensive zone coverage by the Canucks. They really shut the Sabres down and didn't give them a real top-notch scoring chance.
Dale Howard-Chuck had some trouble as Nedved was on him. Schmelik backs it up. Howard-Chuck. You see the time remaining here in the second period. Merzen shot deflected wide. Nedved screened Grant Fuhr that time, and it deflected wide. Trevor Linden trying to drop it to Courtnall, but it rolls to center. Vancouver's got to get back on side here. Vancouver Canucks shutting down the power play to hold the lead. McGillney trying to drop it in front, couldn't. Babbage clears it out. Nedved coming with Courtnall. Nedved to Courtnall. Stepping up and knocking it away, Grant Ledyard. Ledyard back to the middle. Hannon's got it. Hannon with Presley. Intercepted again and cleared out of the zone. 10 seconds remaining here in the period. Dave Hannon comes back. Hannon hooked from behind by Linden. Lost control of the puck. Sutton will just dump it in. Played there by Whitmore, and the Vancouver Canucks are going to take a one-goal lead into the dressing room.
Well, the operative word for the Canucks this period is speed, and the operative words for the Sabres is a great lack of speed.
That has made the difference despite Fuhr's efforts. Canucks 2, Sabres 1. Tom Eaves.
All right, Gary Thorne, thank you very much. You and Jim get set for what should be a bang-bang third period. Vancouver, the only goal, that one by Nedved, 2-1, the Canucks after 2. On Madison Square Garden ice tonight, the New York Rangers trying to climb over that 500 mark again against their arch rivals, the New York Islanders. It's been all Rangers. First goal of the game off the stick of Adam Graves. Look at Graves, number 9, get the puck in the slot, whirl around and surprise Fitzpatrick. That made it 1-zip his 22nd. And then Kevin Lowe, after the Rangers win the faceoff, gets it at the point. Lowe tees it up. It went off Sergei Nemchinov, says the official score, and past Fitzpatrick, 2-zip the Rangers. That's the way it ended after 1. Now with Mark Messier cruising to the left, he anticipates Tony Amati cutting down the slot, hits him perfectly. Amati, when he's in this close, unchecked, rarely makes a mistake. He scores, and at 3:23 of the second period, that made it 3-zip. They've now reached intermission. In New York, the Rangers lead at 3-0. In Winnipeg, Manitoba tonight, Hartford get a shorthanded goal by Eric Weinrich in the last minute of play in the first period. So the Whalers go into the locker room at Winnipeg Arena, leading the Jets by a score of 1-0. Well, we'll be back with more on National Hockey Night in a moment. Vancouver leads Buffalo 2-1. Al Morganti standing by with his In the Corner feature. Lots of interesting news around the NHL. We'll be right back for that. Gary Bettman, February 1st, assumed the role as the first NHL commissioner. What was his first duty?
Did not take long. Everybody was suspicious, or they were anxious to see what Gary Bettman would be like at the first Board of Governors meeting. From what I'm told, I talked to several governors. Big difference in the way things were approached. Most important, there'll be no in-between now. I was told before, it was like half the guys want to go to an upscale restaurant, half the guys want to go to fast food, and they always ended up in the middle. Now it's like, guys, we're going to one or the other. Let's make up our minds. Let's make some decisions. Early decisions has to be made. He's going to get involved in the Minnesota situation, make sure the North Stars stay put, don't go moving off to the west or southwest, wherever they want to go. The situation with the Players Association, that's being addressed very early. The divisions are going to be realigned, renamed, and they're not being asked, they're being told, and how are we going to do it? Not if, but how are we going to do it? In matters on the ice now, big name coming back to the Boston Bruins shortly. Cam Neely, gone most of last season, all of this season. He will scrimmage with the team tomorrow. Could be back as early as next week, more likely February 25th in Boston Garden when they make their return home. Neely a big addition to that club. Meanwhile, he's going to join the line with Adam Oates in Boston. Meanwhile, Oates' old partner in St. Louis, remember the rumors about him being traded? He's looking for $4 million in his new contract. He was booed a little in St. Louis the other night. It's not so outrageous to think after this season, Brett Hull maybe gets an offer from L.A. or Detroit. A couple of guys, one of them's going somewhere. Mike Richter, he's back with the Rangers, playing tonight, playing pretty well. Either he or John Van Beesbrook, one's going to be gone, because with the new rule with expansion where you can only protect one veteran goalie, this is why Grant Fuhr is in Buffalo now. This is why we're looking at Vancouver tonight. Either Whitmore or his partner McLean's going to be gone. There's got to be changes. Either Van Beesbrook, Richter gone. Neil Smith has to make the decision. Is it by the trading deadline on March 20th, or otherwise? I think he's got more leverage by the trading deadline.
I think he's got bigger problems than that also, Al. Maybe deciding whether his team is Dr. Jekyll or whether it's Mr. Hyde. Believe it or not, I think this team could miss the playoffs or they could win it all. And to get a perspective from a guy that hasn't been with the team all year, I talked to Kevin Lowe at the All-Star break, and he just was traded to the New York Rangers. He looked me straight in the face. I've known him for a lot of years, and he was being very honest, and he said this team can win the Stanley Cup, so that's what he thinks of the Rangers.
Well, of course, the Rangers last year had the best regular season record. We saw what good that did them, and their fans said at the beginning of this year, we don't want to know regular season, we want to know Stanley Cup. They've only been waiting, what, 53 years? Well, Grant Fuhr has been the main reason why the Buffalo Sabres have been in this game. Vancouver quicker to the puck. Fuhr, though, for the most part, has been quicker to the same. Nonetheless, Canucks lead it 2-1 after 2. Welcome back to our National Hockey Night studios, everyone. Tom Mees along with Bill Clement for this segment on the Telestrator. You got your machine warmed up, and the story in this game so far tonight for Buffalo, even though they trail by a goal, is in goal.
Well, John Muckler knew what he was doing, didn't he, when he got Grant Fuhr from Toronto? This is a guy I played against for a year. I've watched him for the last 11 years, and he played behind some teams in Edmonton that used to surprise him all the time, and he always reacted well athletically. That's what I was always impressed with. His ability to face the unpredictable and come up big is terrific, and he did it tonight. Here's Trevor Linden cutting in on this one play from the second period. Now, as soon as Grant Fuhr comes into focus, we'll show you where he's standing. I'll try and draw a little line here around the crease. So you can see that that leg is outside of the crease, and he's actually already making his move, but you can tell he's still outside of the crease. Now, he's expecting the pass to be played across here by the defenseman. The rule of thumb is goalie faces the shooter here, the pass gets cut by the defenseman. Doesn't happen here. Did it matter? Watch this extension. He goes from here all the way over to here where his stick is, so he cuts off this side of the net. So he has made that move all this distance just like that, and that's the thing that's always impressed me about Grant Fuhr, is just his raw athletic ability that allows him to look at a play, size it up, have the whole thing come out differently than he anticipated, and still make the save.
And with Fuhr making those kinds of saves, the Sabres are still in this one, trailing only 2-1 after 2. Tomorrow afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, Chicago Blackhawks and the Pittsburgh Penguins, a matinee edition of National Hockey Night. This game will be seen live in the Pittsburgh area. Join us.
National Hockey Night is brought to you by Bud Dry. For a beer that's refreshingly different, try Bud Dry. By the New Dodge, a division of the Chrysler Corporation. And by the American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
And welcome back to the Out in Buffalo, everybody. Gary Thorne, Jim Schoenfeld. This has been a great first 2 periods with the Vancouver Canucks trying to win one on the road. Their 4-game trip. This is their third. They're 1-1 on the road, and they've got the 2-1 lead going into it. But for Grant Fuhr, it would be 4 or 5.
The Sabres were looking for that #1 goaltender, and have they found it in the name of Grant Fuhr. Save after spectacular save tonight. Doing the split, it's going post to post, up high, down low, it doesn't matter. You'll see him here in the pass from Burry to Adams. Hugged the post, now he's out square to the shooter, and he stopped Adams. He stopped Adams a couple of times in that period. Off this pass from Trevor Linden. Adams is going to the net. Fuhr goes a long way to make this save, but he does make the save. If not for Grant Fuhr with 28 Vancouver shots, it could be a 4, 5, 6, maybe 7-1 Vancouver lead, Gary.
We told you these are the people to look for. The hip Beret tonight, yes. Look how much he's played. He's got 2 assists, had 4 shots in the game, 4 scoring chances, has added a +2 to his total tonight. He's +37, best in the game. Alexander, tonight, he's played even more time. He's picked up an assist, but they've held him to just 1 shot and 2 scoring chances.
McGillney sometimes will go unnoticed for periods at a time. 1 period, 2 periods. Then all of a sudden, he'll just break out. LaFontaine will find him, get him the puck, and he can score goals in a hurry.
Take a look at the Buffalo bench. As the Vancouver Canucks have beaten Buffalo the last 4 times they've played, including once this year when they won it 4-1. Burry had 2 in that game. Overall here at the Odd, Buffalo has the edge against Vancouver, 22, 12, and 8. And look at that number. They do not lose but once when they have had the lead going into the 3rd period. One of the most difficult things in all of sports is to win a game in the 3rd period in the National Hockey League if you go in trailing. Grant Fuhr holds it up behind the net. We are underway. 3rd period from the Odd. Taken behind the net by May, and he'll circle the long way. Brad May got it up out of the zone as Momesso put the hit on. Babbage drives it back. Momesso takes the shot the other way, and Buffalo comes out clearly trying to establish the physical presence again as they've got that hitting line out there. Centered shot wide by Momesso. Fuhr out of the net, pokes it away. Sergio Momesso all by his lonesome on that chance. Ronning got pinned up by Sweeney. Momesso moves over. Puck goes to Babbage. And the Vancouver Canucks start out as the end of that 2nd period. Getting scoring chances. It was onside. Couldn't be controlled. Canucks the other way. Robert Kahn sends it in. Grant Fuhr up to hold it. Fuhr 2-1 since coming over to the Buffalo Sabres. Coming off a very spectacular outing and win against Winnipeg 6-2 on Wednesday. Remember, it's this Vancouver team that hasn't had the rest. They played last night in Toronto and lost. Up ice, Pavel Bure trying to break. Bure dropped it off down the middle. Semenoff! His pass in front intended for Adams. Adams is due. About 5 great chances. McGillney brings it in. Tried to drop it back to him. Shot blocked by Jyrki Lume. Lume had 4 shots himself in that second period. A defenseman. Shot! Save made by Whitmore on Grant Ledyard.
We talked about the discipline of the Canucks. You mentioned Lume's shots in the second period. When you know your forward is going to cover up for you, that gives you carte blanche to pick your spots to go. And the Canuck defensemen are very adept at moving up into the play, creating good scoring opportunities, and they know they don't have to worry because the forward is dropping back in their defensive position. Excellent discipline by Pat Quinn's Vancouver Canucks.
Don't forget Kay Whitmore. We've been talking about Grant Fuhr, but hey, this guy's the backup goaltender supposedly. This 25-year-old's got the 3rd best goals against in the National Hockey League coming into tonight's game, and he's backing up Kirk McLean. It's pretty good backing up. Jyrki Lume clears it out, and Whitmore has been hot, winning 8 of the last 13 starts he's had. He's never started back-to-back games this season. It's a true backup role for him. Schmelik got it away to McGillney. Puck checked away from him by Semenoff. Bure, the shot and a save by Fuhr. Semenoff, the shot and a save by Fuhr again.
Grant Fuhr well out on top of the crease, challenging the shooters. If they're going to beat him, they're going to have to beat him with a great shot. He's not going to sit back and give them anything easy. He sets up square to the shooter, and again, those quick pads. He just shoots it out here on Bure. As Bure lets a rocket go, the left pad comes out. Look how far he's out at the top of his crease there, folks. And on the rebound, he's there. And I'll smother this one. Let's get a change and slow things down. Left leg absolutely tremendous. Grant Fuhr is playing spectacularly in the net tonight for the Sabres.
It needs to be. The shots are 30-13 in favor of Vancouver. Buffalo had 3 shots on goal in the second period. That is a season low. Shot saved by Whitmore. Breaking in was Randy Wood, who's had chances. Previous low this season, shots in a period, 4 against Boston by Buffalo. Tonight, 3 sets that new mark they just as soon not have coming in the second period. Dropped off. Braun got it into the zone. Vancouver Canucks. Peter Nedved. Trevor Linden. Linden, Nedved play tic-tac behind the net. Linden able to hold it in. A hit put on, but Courtnall was there. Ramsey on him. Courtnall backs it up. Quite a line here. Courtnall, Nedved, and Linden. Not a lot of chances tonight, but a lot of talent out there. At the point, it'll be played back in by Lidstrom.
Very consistent scoring from Courtnall and Linden. Linden has scored 20 goals for the 5th straight year, and Courtnall has done that in 6 consecutive years.
Boy, this team, I like this Vancouver team. I think they are deep and talented, and are really going to give people some problems. Cron shot. Fuhr made another save with a blocker. Robert Cron whistled that one in. Turnaround shot, Ryan Walter. And the save made by Fuhr. And the clean out in front of the net by the Buffalo Sabres defense that time, led by Bodger.
The Sabres are not going to intimidate the Vancouver Canucks. They're going to hit them. They're hitting them well. As we watch the Canucks come in for yet another scoring chance, a shot through a maze. But they're not going to run them out of the rink. The Canucks are without their heavyweight, Gino Ojuk, who's out with knee surgery. And today they acquired Tim Hunter from the Quebec Nordiques on waivers, so Hunter certainly knows his way around the heavyweights of the National Hockey League. And it seems that as teams get towards the playoffs, they need that type of player.
Taking a look at our Budweiser scoreboard, other games going on. The Islanders have got one on the board. Rangers had a 3-0 lead in that game. They're in the third. Hartford now shutting out Winnipeg. 3-0 in the second. Underway in Calgary, the Quebec Nordiques. The other late start tonight. San Jose and Edmonton has taken a 1-0 lead on them. Talking with the front office officials of Vancouver today about Tim Hunter, they said their team is strong, big, physical, but they tend not to initiate the physical play. They react to it.
Absolutely.
Pat Quinn wants more of the initiation.
Exactly. You need it. You need someone who's going to go out, grab the big stick, and stir the pot. And Hunter is certainly that type of player, as is Rob Ray for the Sabres.
He'll join the Vancouver Canucks in Los Angeles for their game Monday afternoon. Hunter will. May trying to send it in, had it blocked by Diddick. Came back to Bodger. Diddick reaches in again. May's got it, but that's offside by a country mile as Presley was down around the goal line. Canucks leading 2-1, 16:35 to go here in the third period. Don't forget Top Rank Boxing coming up Sunday night. Budweiser presents Top Rank Boxing. It'll be from the Aladdin Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. 10-round heavyweight fight. Lou Savarese, 24-0 with 20 KOs against France. Both are ranked number 8 by the IBF. He's 25-0 with 12 knockouts. That's right here on ESPN, 9 o'clock Eastern Sunday, 6 Pacific.
There's the speedster running, and he adds an awful lot to this Canuck attack. He's pesky. He's always on the puck. He's good on face-offs. An excellent passer, and he's out there with a couple of big bookends on his left side, Momesso on the right side, Trevor Linden.
He can afford to fly and not have to worry too much about being protected with that line. Diddick cleared it around to Dana Merzik. Vancouver Canucks up here by a score of 2-1. Puck loose at center ice. Presley comes back to get it and sends it in. Again, I note, we are not seeing a lot of Pat LaFontaine. He's had a lot of black and blues. Didn't skate this morning. Ice down the knees. Shot in. Save made by Whitmore on Bodger. And LaFontaine, after the first period, has not been out on a lot of shifts. In fact, we're seeing more and more of the so-called fourth line of Buffalo, the physical line, getting playing time. Regular shifts here in the third period. And boy, are they banging out there right now. Wayne Presley backing it up. Sweeney the shot. Deflected off the blockers. Kay Whitmore made the save. Bodger dumped it in the corner for May. May gets hit by Diddick. Puck came free. Presley centering. Whoa, what a save by Whitmore. I don't know if he saw it, but he made the save anyway.
LaFontaine came off the bench. 100 miles an hour, went right to the net, took that pass. Tried to tip it past Whitmore, but what a save the Vancouver goaltender made.
He was spinning around when he made the save. Offside called here. The Canucks leading it 2-1, and some great goaltending at each end.
Took me about 25 years.
Wayne Presley finds a streaking LaFontaine in front of the Vancouver goal. LaFontaine will tip the puck, but a skate save by Kay Whitmore keeps the Canucks ahead by 1 goal.
Can't make a much better save than that. Ramsey takes it on the near side. A 2-1 lead. Canucks leading. You see the number they've done on Buffalo as far as slowing down the offense. And they're still mounting their own. Pavel Bure brings it in. Bure drops it to the point. Shot! Score! Doug Lidster set up by Bure. Makes it 3-1 Vancouver.
It seems on every great Canuck play, it starts out with Pavel Bure, and what a tremendous play he made. He gains the Sabre blue line, makes a little hook here, a la Gretzky, and he sees Lidster. Lidster comes in, lets a good snapshot go top of the circle, beats Fuhr on the wide side. Grant back in his net a little bit on that one. Pavel Bure, tremendous job of finding the open man. Ramsey goes down to block. It may have screened Fuhr a little bit. But once again, number 10 does it for the Canucks, setting up Lidster.
Doug Lidster, the 32-year-old 10-year veteran in the National Hockey League. This winds up and rips it by Grant Fuhr, and it is a 3-1 lead coming at 4:53. Bure and Adams get the assist, and now the Sabres have the clock running against them as well as the score, and they've got to open it up, send their defensemen in and try and get this game back. And McGillney had the chance, and it went wide. Look at him fly. Pavel Bure down the left wing side. Adams in the middle with him. Tried to drop it off to Semenoff. Pat LaFontaine was there. Re-intercepted. Stolen by Himalev to LaFontaine. Tipped away from him by Semenoff. And the touch-up will create the offside. 4:53, Lidster, Bure, and Adams.
The speed of a Bure, the speed of a LaFontaine and McGillney backs the defenseman off the line. They're frightened. They see a guy coming down that fast. They don't want to get beat standing flat-footed, so they give up the blue line. Once players with that much skill get inside the blue line, they wreak havoc offensively, and Bure has been doing it all night. You'll see him take off here from his own zone, and he is motoring, folks. Schmelik gets caught. Schmelik's not going to get beaten, so he backs up. Bure tries another cross pass that was intercepted by Pat LaFontaine.
And all of you who take skating lessons, you notice how the top of that body was hardly moving. There was legs just crunching it out, boy. He can really grind it.
Why do you look at me when you say taking skating lessons?
Because
partner?
You're my partner on the air here, and I was just talking to you about it.
Okay,
that's all.
I thought it was a shot.
And you're bigger than I am. Rebound shot knocked away again by Whitmore. Puck freed up to the other end. Randy Wood comes back to get it. Into the zone, overskated by Dale Howarchuk, and he'll get the whistle on the delayed offside call. As you take a look at Trevor Linden.
Linden was named the co-captain. Actually, they had a tri-captain. 3 guys wore the captaincy at age 20. He is a hard-working guy. He plays with his heart and great intensity every night. Pat Quinn liked that. That's what he wants his Canuck team to be like. Number 16, Trevor Linden. He's been a tremendous Canuck and will be for many years to come.
13:56 left to go. Babbage sends it in all the way around the boards. Near side point held in again. Babbage had an outstanding game. Wrapped that one in around. Buffalo Sabres. Randy Wood has had some chances in this game. Howardchuk centers, knocked away by Whitmore. Sabres holding it in. Howardchuk tipped it into the corner. And can't do anything with it. A lot of defense will be played now with the Vancouver Canucks. Peter Nedved brought it out and dumped it in, and you'll see a lot of that. Grant Fuhr will hang on to it and will get the whistle, and we're going to check in with Tom Mees.
All right, Gary, we showed you it was 3-1 Rangers over the Islanders. It's changed, and Messier in front. Amati whacks at it. Adam Graves given credit for his second goal tonight. Graves from Amati and Messier. 4-1 Rangers. Now 5-1. They've just scored again.
And it looks like that one's just about done. Take a look at the Vancouver Canucks. They've got a special patch on their shoulder right there. It's called the Canuck House. It's a team effort. They are building a hospice for terminally ill children. And Canuck Place will be up and ready to go in a couple of years. They found the building. The whole team is helping to sponsor it. It's the first such hospice in North America as such. And what a wonderful community effort by the team.
Great to see athletes involved in their community as the Canucks are in Vancouver.
Pavel Bure is one of those who leads the pack in that regard. They literally around town now, he cannot go anywhere in Vancouver on his own because he is known by every single person seemingly that lives there. Another offside call. And Bure has to have a bodyguard now, and he goes out on the town in Vancouver.
Well, it won't be long before he's as well known throughout the entire National Hockey League, the way he plays. I've noticed when he's gotten the puck tonight, not only the Vancouver fans would be excited viewing the game, the Sabre fans are expecting big things to happen. They're almost holding their breath. He is a very electrifying hockey player.
Well, that's special something, not only on the ice but off it as well. 13-11 left to go. This one far from over by the Canucks. Have up their lead to 3-1. And remember, they fell behind in this game on the power play goal by LaFontaine. They have had the last 3 goals unanswered. Ray chasing it down in the corner. Merzen took the high stick from Rob Ray. Merzen's down. Ooh. Rob Ray bangs his stick on the dasher.
The Sabres were playing an aggressive style, but they're down 2 goals, and you don't want to take a stupid penalty. And that was not a good penalty by Rob Ray to take. Stick right across Merzen's head. The Sabres will have to kill it off and go from there, but that's not a good penalty. He's upset with himself, maybe upset with the call.
He's hollering at the official, and he's gone. That's a 5.
Yep, he's very upset. He's being ejected. But I think you'll see it was the right call. The stick came around with great force and great intent, I think.
That's the second Buffalo Sabre to be lost in this game.
Here he's coming now. A good hit by Merzen, and the stick comes right across the face. Was it intentional? I don't know. Hard to say, but it doesn't have to be intentional to get tossed out. There it is. Yeah, that's intentional. A good call by the referee, and that's got a smart.
Automatic if you get cut with a high stick. It's a game misconduct along with a 5-minute major. There's no question that Dana Merzen was cut. So the penalty coming here is going to be at 7:06, and it's going to be a 5-minute power play for the Vancouver Canucks. No matter how many goals they score, they get the full 5 minutes worth.
Merzen is, of all the Vancouver defensemen, the one that throws the most bone-crunching body checks. He's a big, strong guy with good leverage, and when he gets into you, he can really rock you. Players take exception to that, as Rob Ray did. And he paid a price, but that's a price he would gladly pay, giving his team a 5-minute power play.
Vancouver Canucks 0 for 3 in their power play tonight, get their 4th chance, but this is a full 5-minute job. So Buffalo now with 12:40 left to go, not only have they got the play short-handed here for 5 minutes, they've got to try and create some offense out of it. Pavel Bure back in his own end. Hannon and Corkum both up on the penalty-killing unit moving in. Bure into the corner, Grant Fuhr Fuhr trying to send it around the boards. Adams stepped in to hold it in. Schmelik putting him up on the boards. Away to Bure. He's pinned by Ramsey. Nobody's got the puck. Bure brought down that time by Ramsey, but there'll be no extra call on that. 3-on-3 the other way. Hannon. With the Sabres short-handed. Jyrki Lumme knocked it down, then got hit. Puck freed to Hannon. Hannon tried to drop it off, got tied up by Babbage, taken by Adams. 4 minutes left in the 5-minute major. Shots 33-18 in favor of Vancouver, as the Vancouver Canucks have the 3-1 lead in this game on the road, of course. Anatoly Semenov drops it. Adams in the middle. Bure hit the post. He hit the outside. Adams again in the middle. Lumme shot and a save made by Fuhr. Vancouver getting chances on this power play. Semenov able to hold it in. Behind the net, Adams. Bure moves in to get it. Tied up. Adams kicked it away. Pavel Bure will spin to the corner with it. 3:28 remaining in this 5-minute power play. Buffalo staying back in it. Bure drops it. Adams can't handle it. Cleared around the net. Bobby Corkum puts the hit on Bure. Babbage the shot. Deflected high off the glass. Near side corner. Lumme moves in. Long shifts right here for both teams. Corkum clears it out. Both teams want to change. So Dave Babbage drags it back a bit here. 3 minutes left on the power play right now for the Vancouver Canucks. You hear the whistling of the Buffalo fans here. Rather discouraging cheer.
That's the European form of booing, the whistling. They got that from the world competitions and brought it back to Buffalo with them.
And using it in force here tonight. Courtnall got it up to Trevor Linden. Linden to Didick. Didick, Linden, Courtnall. Buffalo jams it up in front, short-handed. They stay back. Courtnall will take it. Blocked. Hit Sutton with it. Didick back to Courtnall. Courtnall looking in front. Centering pass right through. Nedved tried to set up Trevor Linden, who was in front of the net. The Sabres able to clear.
Nedved was yelling for the puck from Courtnall. He knew exactly what he was going to do with it before he got it. He tried the cross pass to Linden, but it was blocked in front of the Sabre net and deflected past Trevor Linden.
2:09 left to go on the power play. Corkum had to hit it center that freed the puck up. If Buffalo can kill off this 5-minute power play, there's no question that always is a shot of adrenaline for you, and there's still going to be time for the Buffalo Sabres to get back from this 2-goal deficit. 9:47 left to go in the game. Trevor Linden dropped it in the middle of Nedved. His centering pass rolled around by Ledyard. Couldn't control it. Ramsey the near side. Didick will hold it in. Bounces back to him. Didick drops it off. Down to 1:36 left in the power play. Cron, Didick, shot tipped. And wide by Nedved. Centering pass deflects off Ramsey. Skate to the point. Didick. Cron. Cron looking in front. Nedved, who cuts through the middle, has Linden in front with Cron. Shot by Didick. A screamer over Grant Fuhr's head.
Corkum's playing without a stick here, Gary.
Corkum without a stick. The Buffalo Sabre defensemen, so they're short-handed and short a stick as well. Still 1:06 on the power play, but Buffalo doing a good job here. Lidster sends it over. Shot. Save made by Fuhr on Trevor Linden. 1 minute left on the power play and 8:54 left in the third.
Fontaine, 2 cracks at the goal with the puck that close to it. Not often does it end up this side of the red line.
And the Buffalo Sabres are on a power play. They've got 1:09 on this power play opportunity. Their 4th of the game. They've scored 1 power play goal. McGillney brings it in. His drop pass. Semelet back to Bodger. LaFontaine, Bodger, saved by Whitmore again, and now it's Whitmore's turn to put on a show. Let's check in with Tom.
All right, Gary, at one time the Rangers had a 4-1 lead against the Islanders tonight, but guess what? This goal by Jeff Norton from Benoit Hogue cuts it to 4-3 with 4 minutes to go at the Garden. We'll update you. Back to the On.
What a great rivalry that is. Both those teams needing playoff points. Hey, Whitmore, 5-1-1 at home, 5-3-3 in the road this year. He's trying to hold the fort with 7:35 left to go here in the third period.
Ryan Walter to take the face-off against LaFontaine. Terrific veteran. Great for the young players in this Vancouver team, Ryan Walter.
15th year in the National Hockey League, Ryan Walter. Bodger, his shot blocked. Fans wanted another call as LaFontaine got hauled down. LaFontaine shot on Whitmore. Whitmore made the save, and it's cleared out of the zone on this Buffalo power play by Robert Cron. 36 seconds left on the Buffalo advantage. They are down 3-1. Whitmore has been tough. Hawerchuk in front, free, rolled wide. Hawerchuk near side. Again, LaFontaine in front of the net. Bodger, Whitmore pulls it back in. LaFontaine takes a hit from Lidster, and there's going to be another penalty. Doug Lidster whacked Pat LaFontaine after the whistle, and the Buffalo Sabres are going to have a two-man advantage for 21 seconds.
Well, LaFontaine just put himself on the line. He knew he was going to take a shot in the chops. He tried to draw Lidster into the penalty. Lidster obliged, and referee Magoo was right there to see it all. Not a good penalty by Lidster at this point in the game. There's a scrum around the net. LaFontaine gives Lidster a little push. Lidster takes exception. That's what Magoo sees. After the whistle's gone, there's no sense going and pushing a guy. As the play's going on, as LaFontaine pushed Lidster, that's a different story. Once the whistle goes, guys, if the referee's looking, you give someone a shot, you're going to end up watching the next 2 minutes, barring a goal scored against your team from the penalty box.
4 penalties in this period. Lidster, 12:58, goes in the roughing call. Pat Quinn's team with a 3-1 lead. But now they are going to be at a two-man disadvantage, and a timeout has been taken by the Buffalo Sabres with 7:02 left to go in the third.
Buckler will try to set this power play up. You want the shot. I would imagine the cross shot is what they normally look for, either from Hawerchuk to LaFontaine or LaFontaine through to McGillney. 5-on-3, your best percentage is to work the puck from the point down low rather than going horizontally. If you're going back and forth, it enables the penalty killers to set up and keep their bodies in front of the shot. A pass from the blue line down towards the net gets the defender turned around, and he has a hard time finding the puck as it comes back out to the front of the net.
That was John Tortorella, the assistant coach, working on the bench there. Monday, ESPN's wall-to-wall coverage will continue. President's Day special starting at 4:30 Eastern. Richmond will take on George Washington. There's one for President's Day. 7:30 Big East matchup. UConn will be at Syracuse. Then Oklahoma State takes on Nebraska at 9:30, and we'll wind it up at midnight with Pacific against Nevada. That's all coming up Big Monday 4 right here on ESPN.
The Canuck defenders don't want to get tied up. The Sabres would love for someone to tie them up in front of the net. It eliminates a guy, then you have a 4-on-2. So they have to hit and run. Bump, stay loose, and keep good positioning.
Semenoff will take the draw against Pat LaFontaine. Jyrki Lume stays out. Draw one to the point. 5-on-3 power play. Got 2 in front of the net. LaFontaine has to chase this down on the near side. Gets it away from Lume. Bodger. Sweeney heads to the net. Bodger. Play tic-tac. Bodger looking. LaFontaine. Save in the glove of Whitmore.
Gary, that's what I'm talking about. Bodger going over to Hawerchuk. Back to Bodger. You have the 3 Canuck defenders. They're watching the whole thing. They're set up in front of their goaltenders. You've got 2 guys out of the point passing the puck, and they have the 3 guys in front of the net covered. It's not good motion. You have to snap this puck, move the puck around. As Merzin's giving Sweeney a rough ride in front of the net, the best passes are the passes that are vertical, from the blue line down, then out to the slot where you get the defender's turn. That's an easy save for Whitmore. No screen, no traffic, no rebound. He hangs on, makes a good save. And we've seen spectacular goaltending at both ends of the rink tonight.
Buffalo getting back in the shots department now. 34-24 in shots on goal in favor of Vancouver. 5-on-4 now. First penalty's over. Minute 38 remaining on this power play. Lume knocked down by Sweeney. That'll hold the puck into LaFontaine. Taken away by Lume, and he finds the center ice area open. Grant Fuhrer comes out to get it. 3-1 Canucks leading. 6:25 to go in the game, and you see the time remaining on this Buffalo power play, which will count as their 5th of the game. Hawerchuk brings it in. Tried to drop it off. Was blocked, and Bodger can't hold it. Semenoff trying to break short-handed does. Semenoff has Bure with him. Semenoff looking. Bure in front of the net. Taken out of the play by Bodger. Bure over to get it. He'll rag it back. Mavich sends it up. A minute left on this power play chance. Grant Fuhrer held it up behind the net for Dale Hawerchuk. Hawerchuk off to LaFontaine. McGillney's out there along with Sweeney on the power play unit. That's going to be offside as LaFontaine was forced by Diddick back on the other side of the blue line.
A situation like this, the Sabres having a 5-on-3 and now a 5-on-4 is where they missed the hands and the size of big Dave Anderchuk. He was tremendous at scoring power play goals, setting up to the side of the goaltender, keeping people away from the puck, protecting it, and getting good shots on net.
There's our storyline. LaFontaine kicked it off with a power play goal. His 35th, shorthanded by Semenoff, tied it up. Pavel Bure has had 3 assists in tonight's game, 9th in the league in scoring starting the night, and there is Bure is adding to it. He's second in goals, first in shorthanded, started number 1 in plus minus, and he's added to that tonight. Cleared out of the zone by Ryan Walter. Shots are 12-6 in favor of Buffalo here in the third period. So they have come back in this period after getting only 3, a season low. Shots in a period, 3 in the second by the Sabres. Hawerchuk can't get it out. Cron, with help from Walter, sends it in.
Walter and Cron doing a great job. They're attacking the puck with good angles, always in a position if the puck is passed by them to get back into the play. So there's never a 3-on-2 danger while they're out killing the penalty.
Presley in the corner. Wrapped around by Jyrki Lume. Hawerchuk on the far side with Nedved on him. Up to the point. Schmelik over to LaFontaine. Power play still underway here, but not for long. Tipped on Whitmore, knocked away as he made another save. And they've killed it off. Even strength. LaFontaine shot. Whitmore the save. Bats it up in the air. Gloved down by Trevor Linden. And he clears. Even strength.
Whitmore is very different than Fuhr, isn't he, Gary? Whitmore just stands there. He gets his body in the way. He's a big guy. He cuts down the angle. Grant Fuhr is acrobatic all over the place, but both stop the puck exceptionally well.
Interesting that both Kirk McLean and Kay Whitmore, the Vancouver Canuck goaltenders, are both the same kind of goaltenders. Usually you have one of each on the team, but not so. In the corner, Presley's got it. The fans now have been quieted a bit. Sabres had them back in with their great effort, killing off the 5-minute power play and then getting a power play of their own, but Vancouver's held up to it. In the corner, it's touched up for the icing call, stopping the clock with 4:19 left here in the third. Don't forget, tomorrow we'll see in Pittsburgh, 2 o'clock Eastern, as the rematch of the finals for the Stanley Cup. Chicago Blackhawks and the Pittsburgh Penguins, 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific, right here on ESPN. And those of you in Pittsburgh, it will be broadcast in Pittsburgh. There's Kirk McLean, who's having a gigantic season in net. He's 20, 12, and 4 with a 3.2 goals against and an 8.93 save percentage. He played last night, getting rested, while Whitmore gets the start. He's 11, 4, and 4 as a backup goaltender.
There were a lot of people around the hockey world quite upset that McLean was not at the All-Star game. They felt that he deserved a berth in that game, as I do too.
Sometimes what happens, you know, Jimmy, that sometimes players ask out at the All-Star game. I don't know if that happened with Kurt McLean or not, but I know a couple of others who people thought should have been there. Shot, Whitmore the save again. Had asked not to go, but they had personal things to take care of during the break. Ronning brings it up, drops it off to Vault. Vault moving in, tied up. Ronning trying to get it. Flipped away and not out of the zone by Grant Ledyard. Vancouver trying to hold it in here while Buffalo tries to clear. Vault's got it. Memesso in front of the net. Ledyard on him. Mary Vault backed it up. It'll be played by Sutton down to 3:39. Time running out for the Sabres here. Sweeney will clear it out as the Buffalo Sabres want to change up. And they'll get McGillney, LaFontaine, and Himmelev out there now. Their scoring line sent back in. Vancouver Canucks will make line changes as quickly as they can here, having played last night. That's an icing call on them right there. 3:23 to go in this third period. The Canucks by 2. Vancouver Canucks have played a very impressive game here tonight.
They've done all the little things right. Tremendous defensive zone coverage. They haven't passed the puck out blindly in the Sabres zone. You notice the last shift, they just kept turning it back along the boards. They've really played a disciplined game.
Anatoly Semenov taking the faceoff against LaFontaine. Since he has joined this team from Tampa Bay, they are 23, 8, and 6. Now, of course, that's not all Semenov, but it's like he's made some difference. Another icing call.
Part of that would be the fact that he's playing with Bure, and it may make Bure feel a little more comfortable. Someone that thinks like him, someone he can go out with. And on the ice, we talked about the chemistry of LaFontaine, McGillney. There may be some chemistry there. That line has looked very impressive, especially with Adams, who's been out for 9 games with an injury. This is his first game back on the left wing.
Yep. See the time remaining. ESPN's National Hockey Night, full house here at the Aud in Buffalo. They're going to build a new rink here if all goes well and have it open for the 95-96 season. A couple blocks away. It's going to be called Crossroads. It's going to be an arena where basketball, concerts, hockey, everything can be played. And they're going to have about 20,000 capacity for hockey.
And this setup here, you've got Ledyard. He's supposed to block. McGillney was going to go far side and take the pass from Bodger, but the Canucks thwarted that by winning the faceoff.
So Semenoff tonight has won a lot of faceoffs. Third icing in a row by the Vancouver Canucks, who do not want to give the Sabres any kind of flow here in this third period. There you see, that's the name of the new arena, and they have a box that they put in here, which is like the box they're going to be selling for between $60,000 and $90,000 a year for each box, and there it is. It's being used here. It's exactly what the new boxes at the new arena are going to look like.
90 grand a year? You should get a couple, Garrett.
Absolutely.
You could be my guest. I'll provide the box, and you provide the peanuts.
Okay, fair enough. They put that in here at the Aud. They had a little setback yesterday. The county legislative group did not pass the tax increase where they need to get some county money. There'll be $68 million team money. Total cost is $110 million. State has already agreed to put some in, so is the city, but county money's in question right now. Faceoff taken behind the net in front. Whitmore again with LaFontaine trying to drive in a rebound, but Whitmore had it covered up with a glove. 2:56 left.
LaFontaine, it seems, has taken this game upon his own shoulder. He has mounted up with great strength and great determination for this third period, and he's doing everything he can do to be a catalyst for the Sabre team, and he has done everything short of getting the puck past Kay Whitmore.
He and Randy Wood for Buffalo have had chances. Adams at the other end has been denied 3 or 4 times by Grant Fuhr. Buffalo has used their timeout. Vancouver has not. 2:56 left to go. Dana Merzen, Pat LaFontaine just jumped on him, and he gets punched for it. Dana Merzen's really upset. There was no call on LaFontaine. Merzen got up and punched him in the back of the head, and Buffalo's going to get another power play. And now he goes after Ledyard.
Well, Magoo missed the first one on LaFontaine, and he was watching the whole thing. I'm not taking a Vancouver side here. However, if you're going to call one penalty, the shot on Merzen, you have to call the penalty on LaFontaine.
I want to welcome all of you who have been watching the Islander Ranger game. Gary Thorne, Jim Schoenfeld here at the Aud in Buffalo. We are down to the final 2 minutes, 47 seconds of this game. The Vancouver Canucks leading Buffalo 3-1 after Buffalo had put the first goal up in the first period.
LaFontaine coming in is going to take a pretty good shot at Dana Merzen. He goes to the ice. Merzen takes exception to that, throws the left to LaFontaine. Magoo saw both, but chose only to call the penalty to the Vancouver Canucks. And for that, Merzen is quite upset, and he gives Ledyard a shot. Merzen has had a tremendous game for the Canucks tonight, and he's been involved all over the ice.
There's our scoreline tonight as LaFontaine's got 35 on the season with a power play that started it. Semenoff shorthanded. Then Nedved with his 29th. 27 of those have been even strength goals. And Lidster adding to it with his 6th of the season for Bure and Adams at 4:53 of the third. LaFontaine has tried to take control of this game in the third period. He's been denied by Kay Whitmore in net for the Vancouver Canucks tonight. Shots 34-27 right now in favor of Vancouver.
Third period, Whitmore has been a standout, as Grant Cure was for the Sabres in the second period. We've been treated to great skating, great hitting, and spectacular goaltending by both teams.
Here's Buffalo's chance. The power play for them. Schmelik, LaFontaine hit by Lume. McGillney on the far side couldn't handle it. Held in the zone by Bodger along the boards. LaFontaine trying to center and intercepted and not cleared out. Schmelik held it into McGillney. McGillney back. Shot saved by Whitmore. Rebound ends up in the seats as Dale Hawerchuk was robbed.
Whitmore does a tremendous job of staying square to Hawerchuk as the Sabres are buzzing around, but even more impressive is the fact that he was able to clear the rebound out of harm's way. McGillney, a nice pass to Hawerchuk. There's Whitmore standing his ground as he's done all night. The puck is loose, but not for long as he takes his stick and bats it over the Auditorium glass. Great goaltending by number 35 for the Canucks, Kay Whitmore.
Acquired from Hartford for Corey D'Alessio this season, and what a great acquisition. Rangers held on and got the victory against the Islanders 4-3. Mike Richter in net with a 37 saves. So the New York Rangers had a couple of points. Shot on. Whitmore the save again, and he covers the rebound in front of the net. Bodger getting the point shot, and guess who's down on the ice in front of him? Pat LaFontaine.
LaFontaine won the draw cleanly. Semenoff is upset with the way the puck was dropped by Danny McCord. He's talking to him now. Semenoff has done a tremendous job against LaFontaine in the last probably 6 minutes of this period. LaFontaine won that one, and it created a tremendous scoring chance for the Sabres. There's the puck drop there. I don't know what Semenoff's beef was. LaFontaine wins it cleanly. And Howard-Check with a good shot that's tipped in front. I'm sorry, that was Bodger taking the shot, tipped in front by Dale Howard-Check.
Buffalo Sabres here at home, we told you, have won 20 and lost only 5, tying 2. But they're down in this one. Cleared around the boards by Doug Lidster. Comes out of the zone. Only 2:16 left to go in the game. Minute 27 left on the power play. Buffalo Sabres 1 for 5 on the advantage. Intercepted and centered, but going to be picked up by the Sabres. Cleared out by Howard-Check to McGillney. LaFontaine with him. McGillney. Bodger. Bodger will take it again. Deflected just wide, and Lume clears the zone again.
We can look for the Sabre goaltender to be leaving the net soon with a minute 50 seconds left, and the Sabres with 1 minute left in their man advantage.
Empty net shot, save Whitmore. Yes, no goal.
Oh.
Pat LaFontaine on a bounce of the puck for Buffalo caught Kay Whitmore out of the net. He somehow got back. The puck went behind him. He made a save and covered the rebound behind him.
Absolutely spectacular goaltending with quick reactions by Kay Whitmore to keep the Canucks with their 3-1 lead. And there's a very frustrated Pat LaFontaine. He has been working his heart out the last 10 minutes of this period, trying to get on the board for the Sabres. I believe it hit the post. And LaFontaine is very discouraged, Gary.
Watch Whitmore. See, the puck bounces right in front on him. It did hit the post, comes back on him. He almost pushed it in himself, reaches and pulls it back. All you can do is win the draw and try it again.
I'm sure he will, too. He's been trying it and trying it and trying it. Law of averages are certainly in favor of number 16, Pat LaFontaine.
Grant Fuhr still in net. Buffalo's already used their timeout, remember. To the point, shot. That deflected wide, and the wind-up by Grant Ledger to get his own rebound. Centers it cross ice. They've got to shoot in a hurry here. McGillney's shot blocked by Diddick into the seats. 46 left on the power play. Canucks up by 2. For the Buffalo Sabres, and only 1 minute left to go in the third period. Vancouver up by 2. Jyrki Lume. Buffalo's had the chance, and this penalty-killing unit of Vancouver has looked a lot better than 15th in the National Hockey League tonight. That'll be hit with a high stick by the Sabres, and the faceoff will stay in the Buffalo end. 4 seconds left on the Canucks penalty.
John Muckler elected to keep Grant Fuhr in the net. I would imagine it would be because the Canucks killing a penalty are allowed to ice the puck without having the face-off back in their zone, so he thinks it may give them a distinct advantage if they happen to get possession of the puck to score an easy empty netter. They don't have to worry about gaining the center red line and dumping the puck in. They can shoot it from anywhere they get it. And it was probably a wise decision. However, with 50 seconds left, I don't know that would have mattered one way or the other for the Buffalo Sabres.
That's what you'll be saying next here at ESPN, the Chrysler U.S. Men's Pro Ski Tour. As soon as this game is finished here at the Aud. And the Vancouver Canucks are threatening right now to take 5 in a row from the Buffalo Sabres, including the 2 games played this season, having already won 4-1 earlier in Vancouver. We'll get the goaltender pulled here if Buffalo can win the draw and get enough ice into the offensive zone. Off this face-off, it is going to be won by Sweeney. Back to Sweeney on the near side. Grant Fuhr looking to the bench. Through center, onside. Chased down by Presley. Presley behind the net. Fuhr goes to the bench. Extra skater for the Sabres. Ledyard's got it. Dropped it off. Knocked away by Courtnall. Nice play by Courtnall. He's got an empty net, but he couldn't get the puck. Sutton there with him. Courtnall has it. Courtnall looking in front. Tied up, rolled wide of the net by Trevor Linden and Peter Nedved. Both there. Trying to break Pat LaFontaine. Rolls in on Kay Whitmore. Whitmore banks it around to the near side. What a job tonight by Kay Whitmore in net for the Vancouver Canucks. He's going to improve his record to 12-4-4. That's the backup goaltender. Down the middle, LaFontaine in. He gets hauled down on a penalty coming up. But there's no time left on the clock. Kay Whitmore gets the victory in net. The Vancouver Canucks defeat the Sabres 3-1.
The Canucks, a very impressive victory. Whitmore strong in the third period, especially when the Canucks were killing penalties. However, the Canucks' defensive zone coverage for the most part of this game was absolutely sensational.
Pat Quinn's team on a 4-game road trip. They are 2-1. We'll conclude it in Los Angeles Monday. For Jim Schoenfeld and all of our crew here at the Odd in Buffalo, this is Gary Thorne. Hope you enjoyed it. Our final, Canucks 3, Sabres 1. Back to Tom.
All right, Gary, you and Jim head on down to Pittsburgh for our matinee tomorrow afternoon. Canucks win it. They'll add to their lead in the Smythe division. And Buffalo missing a golden opportunity maybe to pick up 2 points on Quebec in the Adams division. 3-1 our final. Earlier tonight at Madison Square Garden in New York, the ancient rivalry, the Islanders and the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden. You're going to see Adam Graves in front in this scramble. He'll get credited for his second goal of the night that made it 4-1 Rangers. But back come the New York Islanders. And with about 4 minutes to go in the game, Jeff Norton will get credited with his 11th of the year to cut the Ranger lead to 4-3. Now with a 2-man advantage, the goalie out plus a penalty called against the Rangers. The Islanders have 2 extra skaters. Look at the action in front, and Benoit Hogue is stopped by Mike Richter, who skates off with the victory. The Rangers now up their total point to 57 points in 56 games. What's gotten into the Hartford Whalers tonight? Well, we'll find out as we check the rest of the National Hockey League scoreboard in a moment. Our final from Buffalo, Canucks win it 3-1.
It can be snowing, but the stars will come out tonight. And they will shine.
A reminder that the Chrysler U.S. Men's Skiing Tour is coming up right after our National Hockey Night telecast. Checking the rest of the NHL scoreboard tonight, Hartford Whalers in Winnipeg leading it 4-0 now at the end of 2 periods. Pat Verbeek, a goal and an assist, his 20th goal of the season. Calgary Flames at home at the Saddledome against the Quebec Nordiques. Quebec just 4 points ahead of Buffalo in the Adams division standings coming in tonight. And unassisted is number 10, Gary Roberts, who thought about feeding it in front. Instead, just keeps it himself. And the shot over the prone goaltender is a goal. Flames are looking for their 6th win in a row. It's down the second period now at the Saddledome. Gary Roberts' goal standing up 1-0 there. San Jose, they're trying to avoid infamy. If they lose this game to Edmonton tonight and they're down 2-0, they would be their 17th loss in a row. That would tie the Washington Capitals of the 74-75 season for the longest losing streak in the history of the National Hockey League. San Jose down 2-0 to Edmonton. That is in the second period of play. Again, don't forget our matinee edition of National Hockey Night. Saturday afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, Chicago Blackhawks, Pittsburgh Penguins will be seen live in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area. And the Chrysler Men's Pro Skiing Tour is coming your way next on ESPN. Thanks for being with us tonight. Our final score again, the Vancouver Canucks 3, the Buffalo Sabres 1. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock Eastern Time with the Blackhawks and the Penguins. Good night, everyone.